It's like the third time I've been referred to as Rain Man on this podcast.
Sorry, Dylan, makes you feel any better. I won't use DoorDash because of Terminator 2.
Hunter, why are you sweating so hard?
Hunter, dude, what's going on?
Man, I'm just feeling stuck. Like, stuck in static.
Hey! What's good? Back with another episode of Stuck in Static. And boys, do we have some news out of the state of Kentucky?
Come on now.
There we go. It's hot in the KY today.
It sure is, buddy. Sure
in
is.
case you're wondering, what is today's date? Is it the
17th?
16th? 17th. Okay.
42.
So the Friday of the U.S. Open, hosted at Valhalla here in Louisville, Kentucky, just about an hour outside of Lexington, here where we are. And what do you know? We're talking about another
Police brutality.
overly
Yeah.
overly anxious cop in
go.
America. So
Yep.
Scotty Scheffler on his way to his round this morning.
Scotty doesn't know?
Is stuck in traffic. Doesn't know what's going on ahead of him. Does not realize that a fatal accident
Yep,
has
absolutely.
happened just outside of the entrance
All due respect.
to this tournament. Yes, of course. Like, tragic.
Right.
Of course, that's understandable for cops to be anxious, whatever.
Right.
But the man has a PGA emblem on
Yeah.
the outside of his car that says, "Hey, I am a player."
What if it's just like a little sticker that they give him?
Yeah.
And
Right.
so he pulls out of traffic to go around and get to the entrance to where he can go to do his job.
He pulled around and said, "Excuse me, I'm him. Can I go? I'm
He
him."
pulls up to the first
thought it was a
cop.
carpool lane.
He pulls up to the first cop that he gets to, talks to the man. Understandably, he's Scotty Scheffler,
Yeah,
one
yeah.
of like the elite of elite golfers.
The SNS.
At this
The
point,
Masters winner.
Right.
yeah, at this point in
No, it's
Where
not the Masters. It's PGA. Or Pete. Wait.
He just won the Masters.
Oh, won the
Jesus
Masters.
Christ.
Okay.
yeah.
I'm not sure.
There might have been a lot of people like me who heard U.S. Open. They were
But
thinking
anyway.
tennis player. Because, yeah, I was like, I didn't
Anyway,
realize that was called the
world
U.S.
golf
Open.
number one,
Yep.
rated golfer. So the first cop he pulls up to, he's like, "Hey, like, I'm Scotty Scheffler.
Yeah.
Like, I need to go
What a cool name,
do
too,
my
to be
job.
thrown around.
Yeah, yeah.
That'd be cool.
I need to go do my job." So the cop's obviously like, "Oh yeah, of course, pull on through." Apparently, cop number two is not made aware of said conversation.
You think Scotty was dropping names at first? You think the first guy
Scotty-
saw the sticker? Second one, he
Yeah,
was like,
I'd be
dude,
like,
I'm
hey,
Scotty.
man, I'm in this
if
tournament.
you see the
I'm Scotty
sticker, it
Scheffler.
doesn't fucking matter who's in the car.
Yeah.
Clearly, they need to get in here to go do their job. Like, that should be enough.
I want
right
to see the
there.
sticker.
I do too. I'm worried about the sticker as well.
Because I'm thinking size is the issue here.
I'm a little bit concerned that like there might be other assholes out there that put the sticker on, like somehow get it. You know what I'm saying?
Well, think about an apartment complex. Sometimes I'm thinking, there's no way this fucking tow truck has seen this sticker on here.
Yeah, some guy's like, I'm the best golfer in the world. Look at my sticker. I'm like, shut the fuck up, dude. Like, no, you're not. No,
And,
you're not.
and at some point, you know how many like white dude in khakis these guys have seen?
Yeah, exactly. It's
They're like,
Louisville.
holy shit. Oh, you're Scotty fucking
Yeah.
Scheckler.
So, oh yeah, you're Scotty
But-
Scheffler.
okay,
Ryan
But-
Scheckler. Fucking-
The thing is, he did the right thing. He pulls up to the first cop, has a conversation, and is
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
"Hey, I need to go in here. I need to go do my job. I'm just going to go around you all,
Yeah.
go to the entrance that my pass allows me to go in."
Right.
You
Player-
did
players
a Scotty really well, though. I think
Player's
that was
entrance,
good.
by the way. Player's entrance, by the
Yeah.
way. So, like, clearly he knows what the fuck he's doing.
He's calm. He's casual. He's Scotty Scheffler.
Second cop apparently doesn't know this conversation happens as he is trying to go around all said traffic and pull into the entrance. Cop jumps onto the side of his car, to which Scotty promptly hits the brakes as to go, "What the fuck is
Yeah.
going on?" Cop falls.
Yeah.
So Scotty's driving. So this is how I'm hearing it now. Scotty's driving. This cop's automatically thinking, he's like, dude, we got a guy coming through here.
He's gonna kill us.
What do you think he's driving in this? What
is he
It's
driving?
got to be an active car.
Why is he driving
It's got to be an
himself?
active shooter car. What is he driving?
Must be pretty humble to just drive himself, like sit on the fucking
all these
highway.
guys do. Like,
Yeah.
that's part of like the allure of like playing on the PGA Tour is like it's a fucking car show when you
Yeah.
pull up. Like everybody's got, like he's probably in some fucking McLaren Mercedes.
He's just in some like
crazy
Toyota Camry
shit.
or something.
That's probably what the cop paid us.
Right, yeah, they were like,
That's all I keep picturing for real.
yeah, it's like it's a Hyundai. Get him.
Definitely not
Like he's
Prius.
probably
So he jumps on the car because he comes through there.
Well,
Cop goes in a
apparently, like, he's
straight
trying to
Miami
flag him
Vice.
Apparently, he's like trying to flag him down, and Scotty's like, I already talked to the other guy.
This sounds like an episode of Reno 911.
It sure does.
Exactly. It's not giving Kentucky cops a good look at
Oh,
all.
yeah.
Period. Like that's not
New club goofing. You know what I mean? Or
God, dude.
New Dragon.
Was it the
I
same
saw
cop
so
that?
many memes of like
I can only imagine
it
how
was
today
like
was.
LMPD today.
But he played today
it was,
still.
It was like a picture of like a previous bust they'd done where like they do the typical fucking cop stance and they've
Yeah.
got the drugs on the floor in front of them and it was photoshopped of just fucking golf clubs.
Ah, got him. We picked him
We
up.
did it. Golf clubs and polos.
These are from Russia.
Yeah.
What like how the fuck does this happen, dude? Like it's such a
But like,
it does seem like a fucking Seinfeld fucking skit.
You would
like
think
it doesn't
that-
seem real.
but he gets arrested, fully
That's
arrested,
the
and
fucking
goes
thing.
to jail. So no one like there's just like so much chaos that no one that first cop is just like, oh,
Is he getting charged with a felony?
I don't
no,
know.
I don't think so.
I
No,
don't.
no.
I think
There's
he'll end
no
up not
way.
being charged with anything.
There's no way.
But the memes that came out of it were so fucking good. And his post round interview,
Yeah.
they're asking him about this, and he's like, "Yeah, it was like 6:40 something in the morning. I'm sitting in a jail cell watching
I think he's practicing his swing.
Get Up on ESPN, which is their early morning show, talking about him showing his face on
Yeah.
the fucking TV
He
screen.
gets TV in jail?
Like, could you imagine?
Scotty Schefter, dude.
Yeah, dude.
That's whatever he wants to do.
Where did he go?
Could you imagine your thoughts in that moment? Though you're going, guys. I told you I wasn't lying. I'm
Right.
fucking
Yeah,
Scotty
then he's like-
Scheffler. I'm just trying to go do my job. Why the fuck am I sitting
That's
there?
wild.
That's the other thing about
who
him, though.
fucked up this
is that
bad?
he didn't even think about that at all. He just started stretching and warming up.
Yeah,
he was just like, I'll be out.
That's the next thing he said. He was like, yeah. So at that point, I just like finally realized that like all this was real and all of it was happening, and so I just started my breathing exercises, lowered my heart rate, and just started stretching. I'm like, this man's a
Yeah.
fucking certified psychopath.
There's a guy that just-
He's
way-
waiting for Ashton
Who does
Kutcher.
that?
He's like,
Who
who's
does
punking me
that?
right now?
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
He's sitting there in a
Like-
cell with a guy that like stabbed a child in the eye, and he's just like, "Yep, just
What are you
gotta
in
go."
And then
for?
he said they're still showing.
He's wearing his Top
he said
Golf
they're
fucking
still-
hat. And
He
he's
said they're still showing ESPN at like 8:30, and it's like 15 minutes before he's getting released, and they're
Yeah.
still showing that they're in a rain delay, and he's going, "Oh well, maybe I still have time in there.
Yeah.
I still have
like,
time to get there
well,
before my round starts." I'm like,
glad we turned him
"Who
straight.
the fuck,
I'm glad we got him out of this
bro?"
life of crime, and he really thought about what
Yeah,
he
I
did.
know, right?
Yeah,
like-
he's in there with the middle schoolers having to stay the night.
And the fact that you can read it on the fucking police report. It says some. I wish I could read it word for word right now because it's like the way they worded it makes it even better
Yeah.
of a joke. But it says something along the lines of.
Because they had to charge him with something.
Paris, do you
Yeah,
have that police report?
It says something.
Let me see if I can find it.
let's
It
let's
says
see if that
something
pops up
along
at
the
all.
lines of like, Officer so and so had $80 worth of punitive damages due to his pants being damaged beyond repair or something. It's like, what is this a joke? Like, there's no way this is a real thing that like this is what they tried to charge him based off of.
Cops,
Like,
dude, I know as long as I've been around, cops take their pants seriously. They take. There's a couple of things, it's you running a red light, you going 5 over, and
I just like this whole fucking situation. How is
right.
that guy working an event like that?
Here we go. I'm
All
just
right,
going
you
to
got
read
it?
the whole thing.
All
All
right.
right. Charge 1, assault, 2nd degree, police officer. That's a felony. Charge 2, criminal mischief, 3rd degree. Charge 3, reckless driving. Charge 4, disregard signals from officers directing traffic. Here's the report. Detective Gillis, hilarious, was directing traffic into Gate 1 of the Valhalla Golf Course due to the road being closed in both directions from an earlier fatal collision. Listed subject was driving eastbound to gain access to the course. Subject pulled into the westbound lanes where outbound traffic was flowing in to avoid backup traffic. Detective Gillis was in the middle of the westbound lanes in full LMPD uniform and a high-visibility yellow reflective rain jacket. What a bitch.
The hell is that?
The rain jacket.
What's on my car?
What a dummy. Anyways, Detective Gillis stopped subject and attempted to give instructions. I just keep picturing Shane Gillis as the cop right now. This is hilarious.
That makes it even better.
Oh, damn, I didn't even think about that.
Subject refused to comply and accelerated forward, dragging Detective Gillis to the ground. Detective Gillis suffered pain, swelling, and abrasions to his left wrist and knee. That's called arthritis. He was transported to the hospital for further medical treatment by emergency medical personnel. Detective Gillis's uniform pants, valued at approximately $80, were damaged beyond repair.
Oh, man.
That just
Damaged beyond repair is
Jeez.
hilarious.
that single sentence makes that whole fucking everything else that comes before it laughable.
Right.
Like fuck you. You don't deserve this.
$80.
And you notice
I don't even think I've heard that in a shootout. Did they do that in a shootout with the
You
vest?
notice how the police report leaves out the fact that he talked to a cop before
Yeah.
he got to that guy.
Yeah, this is definitely Detective Gillis writing this.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
He's-
Charged with assault second degree. That's crazy.
I love his third person in this.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
He's
he's
really-
really trying to not claim any responsibility.
That's a hell of a resume.
Yeah, he broke my pants.
Broke it, dude.
Wow.
That's interesting.
This guy really has no idea that he's about to wake up Monday morning fired on a national scale.
This could be
Like
this
Detective
could be
Gillis.
it's
bigger.
gonna be national news when he gets
This could be
fired.
bigger than
It's gonna
Black
be
Lives
fucking
Matter.
hilarious.
It's kind of funny how he
It's gonna
calls
be
himself
hilarious.
Detective Gillis too. You think he's a
All
detective?
golfers matter.
He's wearing a fucking rain jacket
And
on a
he's showing
fatal
up-
crash.
yeah, and he's showing up-
Oh, and you're a detective,
Bro, he could have
He's
volunteered
showing
for
up
that.
standing in the rain.
Right.
Nah, fuck.
No,
outta
he
here,
could.
bro.
Hey,
Fuck
I'm
outta
gonna
here.
take it. He
Nah,
could have
no, no, no,
volunteered.
no,
He could have been out there just trying to protect the RIP.
It's like a
Nah,
dentist
brother.
being like, "That's doctor." It's like you're a dentist, bro.
You know
That's like it's like a chiropractor saying.
yeah, exactly. That's
Yeah.
better. Yeah, that's a chiropractor being like, "I'm
Hunter,
doctor." No,
Hunter,
no.
you know bitch work when you see it. That is not detective work. That's bitch work.
Whenever you gotta put on
that's
a-
the new guy. That's the new guy.
A flaming yellow anything.
Exactly.
You got the shit end of the stick on that one, dude. And I bet that is the worst guy to pull you over. I bet
Oh,
that guy
God.
is getting you for going a
'Cause
quarter
he's
over.
miserable. He's miserable. Like he's just
Yeah.
looking for some kind of satisfaction to just get back at somebody.
Mm.
Like that.
What if he just transferred in? He's looking for the fast life of Louisville.
Okay.
And he ended up getting a 5-mile pool.
I'm a bust a golfer.
Yeah, I'm not. His buddies have got to be roasting the hell out of him
my
right
God.
now.
They're like, you didn't know it was fucking
you-
Scotty Scheffler?
Can you imagine going back to the precinct and he's sitting in there and they're like, he's booking him and everyone's like, dude, what are you doing?
You know everybody in that motherfucker is just
It's just- everyone's sitting there.
because you know he just made everybody at that precinct's life hell.
I wonder how the
for
Vegas
next,
odds-
like
Look,
month.
they're already on it.
Ah, that's awesome. That's awesome.
This is exactly what I'm
So,
picturing, honestly.
Because this is a audio medium here and some video, we got Shane
Watch
Gillis.
the video to see. Here, you can see that. I'll zoom it in. There we go.
Yeah,
That's hilarious. That's incredible.
that's pretty good.
Man.
Detective Gillis, no fucking way.
Maybe he knew the victim.
Damage beyond repair.
Hell of a. I like the word usage there.
I just love how he just kept cool with it all. He was like, "Nah, I'm him. Like, it's okay. I'm just gonna go golf in a minute. It's okay."
That would have been pretty cool. Like I wonder if he was like traveling with his caddy and his caddy's just over there like just sitting in the corner like yelling the guy's name.
What if they beat
And
him
I'm
up?
pretty sure. So
Here, no, you need a pitching wedge for this one.
So to make the story even better, he then fucking shows up after the rain delay, makes it for his tee time. There's an edit online, which was my favorite tweet of the day,
Yeah.
which was him walking out of the clubhouse, and they had dropped the audio, and it was Miniman playing.
Let's go. Run it.
Wow.
Then steps out there after a rain delay.
Yeah.
Terrible conditions on the course. Drops a
Tears it up.
Drops a 5 under round.
Damn.
And puts himself in contention for yet another major win. It's
God
like this man is unstoppable. Like it
What a goat, honestly.
can't be phased.
So
Can't be phased.
I got to tell you guys something.
What is that?
I'm a little irritated with y'all.
What is that?
Because let me just pull this out of my pocket here.
even have it
No
on
one
your mind.
even asked me about my fucking marathon I ran.
We all thought you were
yeah.
gonna die.
No one even asked
Yeah,
me.
we all just kind of
No one brought up anything.
I
Y'all
just
didn't
assumed.
say, how'd you do? How you feeling? Was there a hard part? What time'd you get? I got nothing. No one asked me nothing.
It says a flying pig on it if you want to know where Hunter placed.
It was a flying pig marathon. Best. Yeah, that's a good point. A lot of hefty lefties out there taking care of business, but no one asked me, oh, how was the race? How you feeling, kid? Nope, I was waiting. I didn't even bring it up. I was like,
I just watched him walk up the stairs the next day and assumed how it went.
yeah.
Did you run the whole way?
Yeah, well, I did a half, but
Oh, half marathon.
I didn't think you were gonna do it. To be honest,
thank you.
and then I forgot about it.
And I actually, you know what made it even worse? The day before, I went to a diaper party.
Yeah.
And I was like, not going to drink anything here.
We
I was
got
like,
toasted.
I'm going to keep it chill. You know what I mean?
Didn't happen.
And no.
Whose diaper party?
Oh, wait, no, different one than I was at. Never mind.
You were gone for a little bit too, yeah.
I was.
But no, Boo Boo's.
On Saturday?
No. It was the Friday. That Friday.
His was on the Saturday.
no, that was.
No, that was the week before, and then he had his diaper party that Friday.
No, his diaper party was on the Saturday on the day of the Kentucky Derby.
Oh yeah, you're correct. So my race was on Sunday. You are correct. Yeah, I was there for Saturday. Yeah. So I was there for Saturday, and I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna drink nothing. I'm not gonna do
You
nothing.
guys to go to that? That's why I asked you to pick up my pedal
I know,
club shift,
I know
you
it
bitch.
was, and that's why I
I
declined
wanted to
it.
go to that.
I know.
I had to work OVC that morning, so I couldn't go in the morning. You bitch.
No, I was so the plan
I'm
was
closer to Boo Boo than you are.
I was trying to bolt out of there, and I got there, and then you know how it goes. We all started betting. Cigars started coming out for Boo Boo, and they're like, oh, Hunter, like you got to have a shot. It's one shot. It's one shot. It's one shot. Just you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You
And then I was like,
bitch.
I'll do one shot. And then like 5 shots later, I'm just chugging water. I'm like, this is not good. I have a race in like 10 hours, but I'm just chugging water. Hey, ended up still doing it under almost under 2 hours. At 2 hours and 5 minutes, did 13.1 miles. Baby.
I'm glad I didn't ask you about
Yeah.
the marathon now.
Yeah, I know.
You guys to go to Boo Boo's?
No. Here's what happened.
You wouldn't know him if it wasn't for me.
No, I know. It's thank you, Brady. But here's the thing. I know I got there, and it hit me because I kept going, "Where's Brady at?" And they're like, "Oh, he's got to work." I was like, "Oh, that's what it was.
Yeah.
That's what it was." So yeah, they all got there and they're all asking for Brady, and they're like, "Yeah, they said he couldn't get off work," and then it hit me. I was like, "That's what he was asking for."
Yeah. So I go party with my boys.
Yeah, that was yeah.
Me and Boo Boo go way back, man.
But that shift would have went way too long. I couldn't have done that. I wouldn't have got done till like 8.
I didn't get done till 9:30.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I couldn't pick up the shift.
You would have made $110 to go down to Cincinnati. with.
Hey, you crushed it though.
I had to speak Spanish on that tour, bro.
Oh yeah.
I worked that money.
What? I can only imagine you just dropping Spanish words out there.
Por favor, abajo.
Yeah, that's good. What does that mean?
Below. So like, sit down. I'd be like,
Sit below.
Yeah.
Please sit below.
a lot of pit bull though. It was cool.
No, but the race was awesome. It was a good time. It's called the Flying Pig, best in the country, apparently, from what I've been told.
Did you win?
No.
You suck.
No. But
First
I was.
participation medal.
It's
It says going a little extra makes a big difference.
yeah, dude. There were so many pig puns out there.
I hope you were so hungover when you did it.
I was not
Did
too
everyone
bad.
get this
I definitely started feeling it. That's a thick ass metal,
It
dude.
is. Did everyone get it? Are you sure you're not the only one that got the pig one?
I will
Hey,
say.
fatty, here you go.
I will say
Way
this
to
though. I
finish.
was like, "Does everyone get one of these?" And then someone told me they're like, "No, you only get it like if you finish a certain amount of time." Everyone got one, but within that first hour I was there, I felt pretty fucking special.
Nice.
I felt pretty cool.
2 hours for 13 miles. That's good.
Yeah, 2 hours 5 minutes.
I couldn't do
Fuck
it.
it, you get one if you just finish. Period. Like,
Bro, they give you a nice little gym bag and a poster. It was
Oh,
pretty cool.
okay.
It was pretty
Nice.
cool.
So why'd you do this again?
just to be about it. Well, all
There's a reason.
my friends were doing it, and then we were all talking about always wanted. One of our friends does like these Ironmans all the time, which is insane.
Oh yeah.
But he was trying to qualify for the Boston, which you've got to do. You've got to do the 26 miles under 3 hours, which is crazy. He came in at 3:20, and because he didn't realize there were so many hills on this. Yeah, that's crazy, isn't it? You got to come in. I thought you could just sign up for the Boston.
Also, he
Yeah,
did.
yeah.
He did the full.
He did the full. Oh,
Yeah,
didn't
he
win?
did. No.
He must have gone to a diaper party day before.
dude. Anywhere like you can't run 26 miles in Cincinnati without having hills.
That's what I'm saying.
fucking everywhere because it's everything from the river is just straight up.
Well,
Yeah,
we
it's
went
crazy.
over in Covington. Like we
Okay.
ran up the, that cliffside that overlooks Ohio. We went all the way up that peak and everything like that. And I was feeling good the first 5. And
So
then-
you went So you went up right by the venue that one of my cousins got married at. So
Oh, absolutely. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
that's
think
cool
so.
as shit.
That it's not a church up there. What is
no,
that?
it's just a venue.
Yeah, it
they
was
just
badass.
It's just a civic center type deal where like they just host events.
Well, no, it was stunning. It was glorious. It was beautiful. And
Yeah.
the funny thing is, we had a friend tell us to stop at every little thing and make sure like stay hydrated, do all this stuff. There were people out there that were fucking with people. I don't know if they were doing it on purpose or if it was part of the thing. But my friend told another friend who takes everything very literal, and he stopped at every one, and he was feeling pretty shitty because he kept stopping and drinking like all the water, all the Gatorade. And then at one, someone poured shots of Captain out there. So he did one in the mouth of Captain. He's like, "Ugh!" Like fucking. And then, dude,
That's mean.
that's what I'm saying,
That's
man.
mean, bro.
He did that, and I was like, "Do you not?"
Unless you're standing in front of the table
Yeah.
with a fucking barrel in front of you, just
That's what I'm saying.
full captain pose
yeah.
in full captain attire. That's cruel.
I was like, did you
Yeah.
get that from a
You
guy
gotta-
wearing a
you
Grateful
gotta
Dead
warn
shirt?
people from a long way away.
Oh,
Like,
it was.
It's got to be obvious what you're giving.
But I will tell you this: there was some awesome lady who was wearing a pumpkin suit, and every mile she somehow ran to every like 5th mile marker and would be
Damn.
there like cheering on everybody. And she
Oh,
saw me, and she's
shit.
like, "I see you doing it." And I was like, started like fucking doing like this, and then I tripped, and then she was like, "You can do it," and I'm like getting up, and it was rough, but that was cool, man.
Sounds like a fun weekend.
That was cool. And we have a friend that he is actually at the hospital right now. To the one that we went to the diaper party for.
Boo Boo.
It's
Boo Boo.
I know.
You son of a bitch.
And his
You
wife,
took the whole weekend off.
his lady is getting induced right now.
Wow.
So they're about to have a baby. Yeah, they're doing their thing. Shout out, baby. Come on, Nick.
Congrats,
it.
Nick Boo Boo. Lil Zeppelin's on the way. Be here
Zepp.
tomorrow.
Zeppelin.
You didn't know his name, did it? You didn't know the baby's name?
Zepp? I did not.
They didn't bring it up at the diaper party?
You didn't know his name, did you?
Okay, I'm sorry you couldn't go, man. God, sorry you worked 4 jobs and couldn't make something. Acting surprised.
That's
That
why
just tends to happen.
I couldn't request off because you requested off the whole weekend.
You're acting like the pedal pub is like we have an off sheet there. I was like, no, I can't make it. It's like,
You said it before I could say it. That's exactly how it works.
no, I think you went
the
ahead.
race wasn't
We went
till
ahead and locked
Sunday.
it down, and he managed to pick the worst weekend for it, but it was good because there was a lot of people that couldn't make it. Everyone else actually made it besides Brady. So,
Yeah. They found a way.
yeah, they found
It's
it.
all right. You just gave me a green light that I don't have to stay.
No,
The whole podcast.
no. It was
Because like I said, I work 4 fucking jobs.
no. Listen to me. The party was surely compromised without you being there, but we had a blast, and I was murking in cornhole. It's a great time. But that happened, and I went to Nashville for the first time on Broadway
Oh, yeah?
with
Oh,
the
you've
dad.
never been?
Never been there. Every time I've always went there, we've played it cheap because I've always been like, broke, kind of like now. But I went down there. Brother, let me fucking tell you this. It is pretty much like being on Vegas on that strip.
Oh, yeah?
yeah.
It is so expensive. I told Dylan this. I bought my dad, his fiance, and myself a beer, and I bought myself 2 shots. It was $60.
Dang.
$60 fucking dollars.
3 beers, 2 shots.
And then the lady gave me shit for like, she's like, that's all you're tipping? Because I left $2. And then off a $60, I was like, what are you fucking talking about? And then, but I do have to say though, that strip is so badass. I thought they were kidding when they said every like building has its own music.
Yeah.
Every single building had a different band playing.
Live, yeah. It's
Like,
all live.
it was
Like, that's what's
insanity.
crazy.
Wow.
I was blown away. It was awesome. It was pretty cool, but gosh damn, that was expensive.
Yeah.
I don't know
that
if people
sounds
do
crazy.
it, man.
They're
Nashville's
rich.
going through a massive gentrification right now.
I went down there for like 3 days and spent like $250 just on drinks.
It's insanity.
Damn.
That
Well, and I was telling Dylan this. I said, the big thing I noticed was everyone getting out of these Ubers. First off, Daisy Dukes, as far as the eye can see.
God bless.
As
dude.
far as the eye can
Oh,
see.
You want to talk about somewhere you can go and just people watch and have a great time?
Dude, if this
Nashville's the
is what they tell guys that when they crash or fucking throw their body with a bomb into a building that this is what you get in heaven, it's kind of making some sense now.
Yeah.
Like that shit, it was definitely not a 1,000 virgins, probably the opposite of that. But buddy, it was just I was blown away. But the people getting out of the Ubers were slosh, and I was like telling my dad, I was like, these people are hammered, like they're like falling out of the Uber. And then I paid my first tab, and I was like, oh,
Yeah.
I was like, no wonder.
Yeah.
You're drinking for 8 hours, and then you fucking go down there.
That's what we did every day, and I still spent that in 3 days.
Yeah,
like
it's about damn near impossible not to. But and then the pedal pubs down there, there is different little bike, buses, vans with the roofs cut off, people just fucking just playing just all kinds of music and shit. It was crazy because I'm like, how do more people not die out here?
I heard there's a lot of people that drown in that river that goes through Nashville.
I didn't even see a river.
Yeah, I've heard there's like a few people.
Did you hear about the kid from Vandy?
Yeah, he just like disappeared, and then his location.
They found him in the river.
Yeah, they found him. Last I heard was that his location was last seen in a river.
They spotted him on camera like 2 blocks from the river.
Yeah.
And so like that's how they knew where to look.
Oh yeah.
And then they like instigated like a public search to where like everybody had the right to like go actually look.
Really?
And they caught it. They were videoing at the time, and 2 girls that went Vandy as well that were down there helping for the search found his wallet and keys.
Oh damn!
Like on the rocks under this bridge right by the river.
Huh?
And then sure enough,
there's no barrier.
Sure enough, like
right?
Yeah, exactly.
Like it's just open.
And sure enough, 2 days later, like a mile downriver.
See, I don't know if it's just me or not, which that sucks. But I don't know if it's just me or not. But I've had a friend do this recently, but I have never been one of those. Which of course I don't really black out. That I've probably blacked out maybe a handful of times, if that. But like I've never been the one to just be like, oh, he's like I have some of those friends where it's like, dude, if you leave them alone, they're blackout, they're gonna get hit by a car.
Yeah,
they're gonna get fucking kidnapped. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Drown in a river.
Some people just run away when they're
drunk.
Yeah,
it blows my mind because even then I still remember everything.
I've had friends,
you know what I mean?
Like, obviously I'm not going to say names, but
right.
like I've had friends like text me the next day like, shit, I would just woke up on a fucking pedestrian bridge.
I know which friend that is. Yeah.
I've done it.
Fucking 30 feet away from the nearest homeless dude. I'm like, bro, are you good? Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you mean, yeah?
And Brady has done that. He slept in a driveway one time.
I woke up at Crosley Park
shit,
once.
He woke up in a driveway.
I forgot about that.
I was so angry. Was
God.
that wasn't the night you walked home, was it? That was a different night. Yeah.
No, that was the night that he Ubered to the wrong address.
Oh, that's right.
It was
I
a
put him in
luau
the car.
party.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a luau party.
That's right.
Oh, I
dude.
got hammered. They said only 2 cups max on the hooch, and I said, challenge accepted at 6. Wrong decision. I passed out in Bells and got kicked out.
Damn.
No, that it was either you or one night to where I think it was Dylan. It was either you or Dylan where we kept asking for the address.
Oh, that was me.
Yeah, you would not give us the fucking
I looked at
address.
Dylan and I said, bro, tell me your address. And you said,
What?
she's meeting me here.
Yeah, we're like,
bro,
who?
She ain't
Who?
meeting you here. What's your address? We're at Centro. No.
No, yeah, kept turning around. If it would have been Brady in that situation, he'd been like, "Why do you hate me? Yeah, why are you? What, you not having fun with friends? You trying to go somewhere? No, Brady, I'm trying to get you home. No,
No, you hate me.
You guys didn't know me putting the right address at the luau
I don't
party.
even remember. I don't even remember what that night.
I'll let you type it in, motherfucker.
I don't even remember
I
what
passed
we
out
were.
in Bells.
I don't even remember what we were out for that night that I got that bad.
It wasn't
but
celebrating Boo Boo's diaper party.
I was in rare form that night.
What was that?
Bad. I don't remember.
Yeah,
Honestly.
it tends to get a little cloudy. It would suck to be a vampire. Can you guys remember that much?
It was something work related because I remember it was with a bunch of people that we used to work with.
That wasn't a friend's wedding, was it?
No.
Okay.
I think we just decided to go out
No,
one
that
night.
weekend I actually had a really good weekend that weekend.
I like how that's how we had a pretty good one.
Yeah, because like if I stay in control and like I'm not.
I tell you what, I am
being
always
ass.
impressed with you. The fact that you made it all the way back from Cincinnati and then you yacked in the yard when we came back from your birthday that day.
Oh God, dude.
I
was
was
super clutch, yeah.
I was so proud of you, dude. I
Should have
was
drank
like,
some Pepto Bismol.
Brady left it on top of the car to chill.
Yeah, and it worked.
Sure did, baby.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and guess what? That Pepto Bismol was ice cold.
We got back and he said just what I was waiting
Here, so you want
for.
to grab the Jimmy? No, but also,
Yeah, do you need some more ice?
yeah, if you want to do that real quick, we'll do.
Let's go ahead and
quick-
take a break. We're at 30 minutes. Get some ice.
Keep running it. All right, we'll run it. But so I did want to say, so I got a little bit of, so I want to do this thing where we're kind of, because you guys know that I am just everywhere, and
Gay.
also, thank you.
What?
Oh, fucking good one, Paris.
Just say gay.
Yeah. Right.
Nice.
Don't dab that. Don't dab
let's
that
go.
bullshit.
That was good.
Got him.
But some.
Actually, I want to bring this up before we get into this. I'm sorry, but it leads to the conversation that we were. So Bill Burr versus Bill Maher on this podcast, on Bill Maher's podcast. And it was framed as like Bill Burr destroys Bill Maher on his own podcast.
I'm glad you cut
yada,
him
yada.
off. He's
Yeah.
going to keep telling us how fun his week was with
Right,
Nashville
right.
and
No,
Third
no,
Party in
no.
Cincinnati.
I'm done with 100 personal stories at this point.
I was not going to be another
I was
person.
gonna say it's like you ran a marathon. Congrats! I'll give you your flowers.
Thank
All right,
you,
Now
thank
we're gonna
you.
Did you
roast
get Zeppelin any diapers?
Is that why your feet still stink this bad?
You don't
Holy
smell
shit,
them.
Bro, you
Oh
had-
my God,
You do
dude.
not smell them right now.
I
That's
was
your
just
upper
like-
lip, Paris.
I
You're
thought
angry
it
about
took
it.
you so long to get ready because you were cleaning your feet.
Yeah, bro, your feet are
told you that.
still dirty from that. I can see you have an X on there. What is that?
Oh, that's a tattoo I got stick poke.
It's a shitty tattoo.
Wait,
Yeah, I
wait. You
tried to
gotta
do a carbon
skip-
hat.
I'm not even going to get into that.
Anyway, so Bill
I'll
Burr
show
and
you
Bill
later.
Maher
I don't want to see it.
have this contentious interview. It wasn't at all. It's just Bill Burr being Bill Burr, and it just sounds like if you read what he
He's just a
says.
sarcastic asshole.
Yeah, if somebody transcribes Bill Burr, it's gonna sound like the worst thing ever. But so they bring up a topic about like cancel culture, and Bill Burr is just like, "Oh no, that shit's over. Like I don't even think about that anymore." I was like, "You're taking me back to like 2 years ago," and Bill Maher's like, "No, it's still really it's a real thing," and he was like, "We could get canceled any minute," and Bill Burr's like, "For what? Like what are people?" And like I thought it was an interesting topic because Cat Williams came out with a new special recently live. It's called Woke Folk. I haven't seen it. I kind of didn't because I was like,
Woke what?
Woke Folk.
Okay.
Yeah, because I don't know. Like it feels like if you're still talking about woke shit as like a comedian, like you make a whole special about it. Like come on.
We're
You
there?
know what I'm saying? No, I mean like I just don't think it's
That's
like a
more-
real topic.
That's more what the concept of that
Of his special is.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
figured that there
fucking
would be
goofy.
a thing around it, but like just on front impression, I was like, this woke cancel culture. Like I don't even think it's real because like look, Shane Gillis did a whole special about people with Down syndrome, pretty much. You know what I'm saying?
And it was
Yeah.
great.
Like, and it was awesome.
It's more like the concept is more like what are woke folk doing these days?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Like what
what
do
are
you-
they doing now?
Yeah,
now
like
that's
what-
over.
Ah,
What-
that's
what do
actually
you-
pretty
yeah,
funny.
What do you
That's
waste your
funny,
time
yeah.
on?
That's actually
Right.
pretty good.
That's more what.
Dylan,
it's-
you're so much
that's
smarter than
more what
Paris.
It's about.
I just haven't seen it.
I'm just. No, I've seen it.
Fuck you,
Like,
Hunter, instigator.
Oh,
ass.
man.
Like a-
I've
He's
seen
a
it.
scared
Your
of
Like,
feet
tonight.
stink.
that's more the route he
Yeah, yeah.
takes. It's not.
I figured
like
it would
it's
be
not
like
a
that.
literal. Yeah, it's
But
not.
like to hear Bill Maher, who is a, I guess, respected comedian, but I'm just like, dude, it's like, come on, like, woke, like, think about it, like, I don't even think that it's over. It's just that, especially in comedy, people have found ways around it because, like gay jokes are back, for
Yes.
example. You know what I'm saying? People could just call them people gay or things gay, but the difference is we're calling things that are gay that are actually gay.
Yeah.
Gay,
Yeah.
right? It used to just be that you threw out anything like those pants are gay. And I think that doesn't make any sense. That's
Yeah.
kind of dumb, and like I could see why people get mad about
There's
it.
some gay
Do you think it's hit
pants.
the
Right.
zeitgeist to where it's like
But-
more or less now that it gives it's more of like a power term because
It
people have
it has that effect too, but also I think it's like a little finesse thing because if you use it but are actually funny with it, then you disarm everyone,
Yeah.
right? Because like then it's just like, yeah, that is kind of gay. You know what I'm saying? Like, but like before, like when Hillary Duff came out with a commercial, do you remember this back in the day on Disney Channel? And like, there's these girls that are like, oh my God, that dress is so gay. And then Hillary Duff gives them like a woke little lecture about it. And then like everyone stopped calling things gay after that. We all listen to Hillary Duff, which is
girl.
cool
we all do.
because like think about it. people were going too far with the gay
Oh,
thing
absolutely,
for a while. It's like not everything's gay.
Yeah, you get a
Yeah.
couple people from the backwoods, and they're putting a lot of her on it.
and it's
you
like,
know what I mean?
it's not the word that's funny.
That
It's, you know what I'm
shit's
saying?
fucking gay.
Yeah, right.
Like a lot of, couple adjectives before
You're like,
they said
I've
gay.
heard that.
I've
Yeah.
heard that
Yeah.
a lot.
You like ice with your bourbon? You like dick in your butt too? Like, but
Whoa.
like that's more like the now gay thing. Is like
Yeah.
you'll make it funny, which I think is just an evolution of like how we communicate at this point. Because like this pressure of like don't say it,
Yeah.
don't say anything, don't say anything. It's like
It's like, how can I say
yeah,
it?
it's like
Yeah.
people that don't subject to that didn't cower away from it. Just like no, I'm gonna say it.
How
Yeah,
can
I
I
really
get away
don't give
with
a
it?
fuck
Yeah.
what I say.
Right.
Yeah.
But it came down to like,
Whoa.
can we do it? Can we make it funny? Oh, badass
Hell,
over here.
look out.
Oh, I'll say anything.
Mr. Quiet Guy, Mr. Irish Goodbye, Mr. Shut up.
Don't say trans around
Shut
me.
up.
No.
Is this what you said at the diaper party about me? Did you get everyone to hate me? I haven't heard from any of them since.
You see this gaslight in real action, real time right now?
But no, I just wanted to throw that. So is cancel culture over?
I hope so.
So here's what I think.
Yeah.
I think it's over in the sense of like
It's not all powerful anymore.
well, and not even that, in like the sense of being like hypercritical and
Yeah.
like super like precise about how people speak. I think that's over. I think now it's just what Bill Maher is saying is like, yeah, you can't fucking talk about illegal shit,
Like
but
what?
like you shouldn't fucking be able to. Like that that's not cancel culture. That's just like we've realized there are certain shit that shouldn't be talked about. Like there's certain shit, and like I think that
But that would
I
mean
think
it's
that's
still
a-
around, though.
no, because cancel culture was about just you're not allowed to say this because it offends people. That shit's over. That shit's over. Nobody gives a fuck if you offend. Anything you say is gonna offend somebody.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Well, it kind of ran its course.
Yeah,
It's because
that-
everything you said at some
Yeah,
point.
that part
2
of
plus 2 equals 4 is racist.
We
now.
talked about
Yeah,
we couldn't
right,
say
yeah.
gypsy at one point.
Right, right.
Yeah, that's
that-
right.
Hey,
that
I'm
part's-
saying gypsy.
I'm gonna,
It's like, I
if
still don't know
Fleetwood
what
Mac
that
can say it,
Yeah.
Right.
I can say
We
it.
literally looked it up. I don't even remember what it is anymore.
I think
Yeah,
it's a Romanian,
Romanian,
artist.
yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
But like,
Or merchant.
so I think
Yeah.
that part is over. I think
Yeah.
the literal cancel culture of just you're not allowed to say that. I think that's over.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the overreactive conservatives like Bill Maher,
Mm-hmm.
I think what they're
is
trying
very
to, I think
overreactive.
what they're trying to say is still cancel culture is just us going, no, like that's just
Yeah.
not shit
It's
that
just-
should be publicly talked about. Like that's not.
And
Yeah.
I would
it's not
say
good for anybody. Like it
Bill-
doesn't benefit
Bill
anyone.
Maher like really thrives on, and he's done for the longest time. He just thrives on the chaos of a situation.
Controversy.
You know what I mean?
Controversy
And
is-
as we all know,
controversy's money for
if
him.
it bleeds, it reads.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And he's really good at doing that because
Yeah.
he'll act like the most wokest son of a bitch in there to the point to where it's like you'll get these guys where he'll act very
But
intelligent
he's
about some
also
stuff.
The most fucking red guy.
No, yeah, and I feel like he'll do this thing to where like he'll and he fucks up sometimes by doing this, but he'll get you to really express yourself, and he'll use that to create, which he does a good job of that. If any conversation happens, what he does is, and Paris, I remember when we talked about with this, even when we'd agree on something, we're like, okay, someone's got to disagree.
Yeah, yeah. Right.
That if
It's
you're
always
watching,
Sunny Scooby-Doo.
yeah, exactly. But
Scoreboard.
if no one's disagreeing, guess
Call
what?
back.
I'm not watching. You know what I mean?
True, true. If everyone agrees, it's kind of boring.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So that's what that shit is, and that's what
He's always been, to use your word, an agent of chaos.
Yeah.
Like he has been. Like
Well-
he thrives off of.
He counters the loudest person in the room, kind
Yes.
of.
Yeah, I don't like
and
Bill
he's just
Maher
like
at
he
all.
matches that energy.
But he acts so pretentious.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
he's a
That's the
piece
other
of
thing.
shit.
He
Oh,
acts
dude, you
so
should listen to
pretentious.
the Bill Burr, the whole podcast.
Okay, yeah. So back to that. So what was
'Cause-
the
It was just that's the thing. It's like it was just a little quip. It wasn't even like a real topic. They talked about it for maybe 45 seconds. It was literally what I told you all, and that was it. And the media blows up like, oh, he's
what
destroys-
Burberry say?
Burr was just like, get canceled for what? Like,
Yeah.
and that was pretty much the end of the conversation. And then the other topic that they were talking about loosely, it was like it gets blown out of proportion so much, but it was about like the college kids protesting for Palestine and stuff, which I mean, which was crazy. There were kids that got like shot and arrested for protesting, which is like that's kind of weird because why are you shooting kids for
Didn't
protesting?
know it was Little Rock. Good
Yeah,
lord.
like it's just like that seems like an overreaction to me, And then Bill Maher was like, "Oh, but these students were on the side of Hamas." I was like, "These students are 18 years old and high as fuck. What are you talking about?
Right.
Like they don't not on the side of Hamas. They're like hanging out with their friends. You know what I'm saying?" And like Burr was like, "Oh no, they were on the side of Palestine," and Bill Maher was like, "Yeah, but that's pretty much the same." And then
What?
it just kind of got like silent for a second. It was just really funny just to see it happen and be like, oh, like Bill Maher is literally just like trying to antagonize.
Exactly.
Like,
That's what we're saying.
antagonize like young kids that are just happen to be loud and stupid. It's like it's like the Ben Shapiro approach to things. Like, let me just find the loudest, stupidest person and destroy them with
That's
facts.
what-
It's so cringy at this point. It's like,
It is. It
stop
is.
it.
Well,
Stop it.
and all
You're
the-
62 years old. Stop talking about 18-year-olds, bro. Like, chill out.
Yeah, and the thing is, it's not even the left or the right. Both sides do that shit, but like to the point to where it's always find the stupidest person in the room and try and base a whole argument off that.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
just and lazy.
Yeah, that too. Also,
It's just
like-
lazy.
and you're just aiming at college kids. It's like, come on, these kids don't know what they're doing. Most of them are undecided majors. They don't even know what they're doing with their life. Like, it's okay.
Well,
Just
and
let them hang out.
We will actually be going through our first year, and we'll see how it goes to the year of 2025 for college admissions of affirmative action being taken
Oh
away.
yeah.
Oh,
That is
true.
true.
Yeah, so
Shout
that's
out affirmative
pretty-
action. That's the
yeah.
only reason I went to school.
Do not say you are black. They will not take you apparently now. So
And if you're applying to Harvard, don't say you're Asian.
yeah,
Did you apply for Harvard?
No, I didn't.
no,
No,
went in the spectrum.
I didn't even think I would go to college, to be honest. And then UK was like, here's a bunch of money. I was like, all right, I'll go.
Damn, we got one of those ones.
Yeah. I was like, I don't know how I'm going to pay for this. And then I just got a bunch of money on my doorstep. I said, okay.
At least
No,
you,
no, that'll fucking do it.
At least you
yeah.
beat college in quicker than 7 years.
Yeah.
What?
That's a,
I
Was
took
that
a
a-
dig
oh,
at
was that a-
you.
was that a
That
quick
was
whip?
dig. That's a quick whip.
Was that a QW
You
toward
got
me?
marred, bro.
Yeah.
By the way,
Don't mar me.
You got marred,
No.
dude.
Van Wilder 7.
by the way, before we change topics, did
Yes.
anybody else realize what two historical controversies Hunter mixed up earlier?
What was that?
No,
You say Little Rock? What? Were we talking about Columbine? I don't know.
no. The Little Rock was doing shooting in the
No.
60s, right?
I'm about to
At-
hit
at-
you with this
no,
microphone.
No, we're talking about college campuses.
Yeah.
He said Little Rock, which was where the controversy happened, where segregation of schools caused
right.
a
Uh-huh.
shooting. The college campus where they were protesting and caused a shooting was Toledo.
Oh.
Was that Toledo?
Yeah.
I had to fact check it.
Go for it, buddy.
I'll fact check it. I'm bringing it up on the big monitor here. Thanks, Dylan. Thanks, Dylan, for coming in hot there.
You're an
Dylan was laughing for
anesthesiologist.
a
You got
solid
this.
90 seconds over that.
Fucking
too,
just
so,
got
he,
me.
He was gotten just. But yeah, so, you know.
Oh, I
No,
thought-
you got it out.
No, I thought somebody else would have caught it.
I was
Toledo.
just- but you were saying that you didn't think cancel culture was over earlier.
Yeah, in a way. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
what would your position be if you're siding with Bill Maher on this? Like, what could you get canceled for at this point?
It would be an
Obviously,
agent.
like Diddy's canceled, right? You know, like reasonably.
I mean,
Reasonably
he's
canceled.
He's a rapist.
Right, yeah.
Well,
But
you make a good point.
Let's look at Harrison Butker. Is he canceled?
Who the hell is that?
He's a kicker for the Chiefs,
He just got some old school values.
Does he still have a contract?
right?
Answered.
That's what I'm saying. It's like
Answered.
he just went up onto a
Answered.
commencement speech. I don't know what college is hiring the Chiefs kicker to give their
Yeah,
commencement
what?
speech.
That's my thing. Is
Right.
like, that's who you got.
We could get,
For real.
we
He's
couldn't get
28.
someone deeper in the fucking depth chart there.
Yeah.
Bro.
Dude got Jerry Seinfeld.
I could name at
y'all
least
see that?
40 Chiefs that I would take
Yeah.
before I'd take him.
Absolutely.
Like, Jesus.
Give me Tony
Christ.
Gonzalez.
Who
What the
the
fuck?
got?
Who got Jerry?
He's
Who
28 years
the
old.
fuck decided Harrison Butker is the right choice?
But he went up there and was just like, women belong in the kitchen, yada yada, all this like misogynistic Christian stuff. And he's not canceled. That's a cancelable.
He did that during the
offense.
speech.
By the,
Yeah.
By
That
the
was
way,
his commencement
Wow,
speech.
they were all sitting out there like, damn.
He was like, "There's a degrading of values in this country, single motherhood, yada yada yada, abortion, this that."
Like, dude,
Did
we
y'all
asked
hear
you
what
to talk
happened
about
at,
kicking.
did y'all hear what happened at Jerry Seinfeld's commencement speech?
he did something about like he was like defending Israel, and a bunch of people walked
Well,
out.
he's been defending Israel since all this stuff's gone
Right,
down.
right.
Jewish.
So a lot of people,
yeah, dude, like, what do you fucking expect him to
yeah,
do?
a lot of people walked up when he and left when he came out, and
Yeah.
then he made a joke about the B movie. He was like, "I made this movie the B movie," because there was some underlining jokes about the tension between the bee and the human lady and yada yada yada. And then he goes, "Would I go back and change it? No." He says, "Do I know it's questionable now? Yeah, but I wouldn't go back and change it."
Yeah. See, at least that's like a
By the way-
reasonable like delivery to instead of just going up there and being
Yeah.
like, "All you women that are graduating today, throw your degrees away and get in the fucking kitchen." you
My
know?
wife's
Like,
greatest joy is being my bitch.
Yeah,
Whoa,
like,
Harrison
yo,
Bucker.
chill out, Harrison.
By the
Whoa,
way-
bro.
I know
by
he's
the
like
way,
a 3-time
shout
Super
out-
Bowl winner, but whatever.
Shout out
Fuck
the,
him.
Yeah,
shout
fuck
out
him.
the
Chiefs.
Chargers social media team.
Yeah. What they do again?
Because in their schedule release, which by the way was like 3 days removed from that commencement speech, so
Yeah,
like
yeah.
they had to have like adjusted
Immediately.
like last minute
Yeah.
to make this change. But they did like a Sims reveal,
Mm-hmm.
and one of the their divisional opponents. So
Yeah,
one of the Chiefs games was Harrison Bucker in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Fucking gold.
The
Like, just
fucking cojones on this guy. to
gold, bro.
What university was that at, by the way?
It was some no-name small Christian
Sullivan.
university no one
Damn
cares
it!
about.
No fucking
Yeah.
idea. No fucking idea.
Damn it.
But Seinfeld did his at a big one, right?
Duke. He said Duke.
Duke, yeah. So, and he was like, but I don't know. Also, why would you go up there at a commencement speech to defend Israel? Like
He
that's
didn't. That's the best
right.
part.
Okay, that's the
Yeah.
thing is like he didn't actually defend it. He just made a joke.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Which like
but he's been defending Israel.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
because like he's Jewish. You know,
yeah.
that's the Holy Land. If you believe in that.
At some point, though, I was like, guys, do we have to tell you why you're hired? Can you just make them feel good?
Yeah, right.
They
It's
just
like-
spent $100,000 here. Just
Yeah.
make them
They're
fucking.
already pissed off. Like
Yeah,
you're walking
dude.
into the worst crowd possible. Just like
Like, get
Do some-
everyone fucking hyped.
Yeah.
You know why you're here.
do some airline food jokes. Come
like,
on.
you're not, like, yes,
Yeah,
you're,
airline food. You guys will never taste that. you know?
What's with all these
those
people?
Yeah.
Like, dude, just fucking do some
that a good
Seinfeld
impression?
That was a
stuff.
great
and
voice.
Was that good?
That was a great Seinfeld voice. I don't know if you all heard that, but that was
His Minnesota accent's really been popping off, too.
My what?
In Minnesota.
Oh yeah, I've been real good at the Minnesota lately.
Sounds just like
And I can also do a Jerry Seinfeld.
Yes. But no, I in that whole regard, I just like sometimes I'm like it is funny, but also at the same time, it's like imagine being in the crowd and just like, dude, just
Yeah. Yeah, it's like, all right, come on, dude. Just like be Seinfeld,
give me
I guess.
something.
Like just we gotta be here for 3.5 hours. Like,
Yeah,
Jesus
come
Christ.
on.
well, but if I'm not mistaken, wasn't that commencement speech like right as cancel culture was trying to come for the B movie?
I don't know. I don't remember. This
I
was just
saw-
recently, right?
I don't think so.
It
I
wasn't?
thought that was like 2-3 years ago.
So how
No,
does
I
Of
thought
his.
was it really?
I thought his speech was
I don't know. He probably does them every year.
fair.
You know what I'm saying? But I think this was a more recent thing. But
Huh.
regardless, like I think we've all found out that like there's enough fans for everyone. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly,
Like
yeah.
Harrison
Yeah.
Bucker jersey sales went up. Like
That's
what-
crazy,
what is
bro.
being canceled other than like they cut off your money? Like as
Exactly.
long as you don't
Yeah.
like
I
Louis
thought they just turn off your
CK
Twitter.
or Harvey Weinstein. Like
But like I said,
Yeah.
does Harrison Butker still have a fucking contract?
yeah,
So it doesn't.
Is
he
he-
kicks a
it's
damn
not-
good
is
ball
he still
though.
gonna maybe three-peat? Like
Don't you ever
Yeah.
fucking say that. In
I
here
fucking
again.
hate it, but dude, they're the new Patriots.
Fuck
We got to
the
think
Chiefs,
about this,
bro. It's Burrowhead this season. All right. Fuck the Chiefs. Fuck Patrick Mahomes. Fuck Travis Kelsey. Rashee Rice is getting arrested.
Yeah.
Xavier Worthy's going to be a draft bust. Fucking shut up. I know.
That dude's really
Burrow-
lighted up.
Kansas
Yeah.
City's going to kick the Chiefs out. They got to find a new stadium.
Hmm.
And Joe Burr is going to win the. Shut the hell up.
Just want to be part of it.
I don't want you in it.
Thank you.
Joe Burr is going to win the Super Bowl.
Hmm.
Give it to me.
Yes, sir.
So,
That was a good promo, wasn't it?
do you want
Turn
to
me
come
up.
in?
Have you seen the videos of Miles Murphy this offseason?
No, but I want to.
Boys,
Hunter's really trying to get off the sports.
boys,
Yeah,
I
I've
Boys.
noticed. I've
His-
That
noticed.
was a good promo though.
boys. It was a hell of a
I can smell his feet stinking more.
No, it's not.
no.
You can't smell shit.
you
That
gotta
get you
chill.
hyped
You
for
gotta
the
chill with
season?
that.
Oh, dude, I'm
You
like,
shook your head no when I said that.
I'm so like ungodly ready. Yeah,
Oh yeah, I can't wait for
makes me
football
sick.
season. Yeah,
Like-
I can't wait. Honestly, the NFC has nothing on the AFC right now.
Oh, by
But
the way,
AFC's best thing in football.
Speaking-
AFC is way too good.
speaking
Oh my God.
of
Yeah,
day dropping news.
you got your story. Your half marathon.
Speaking of
No, it's-
speaking of day dropping
That's what you
news,
get.
have you all
Fuck you,
seen
baby.
the trailer for
The new Madden or
NCAA?
the NCAA.
I thought you
Oh,
said Deadpool
no,
3.
I
I was
haven't.
really excited.
Pull it up.
Is it good?
Pull it up. It's worth it. It's
This
worth.
is
Bro,
July,
this
right?
is everything you want it to be. Like it. Oh, it. This game is.
Not that great.
Oh bullshit. Like by the way, there's a MVP bundle that you
Yeah.
can buy for $150. You get early access to NCAA, and you get Madden.
Oh, for real?
Yeah,
Damn, I might do that. How much is it
150.
for early access to NCAA and Madden? Is it like the
Which
the
Madden?
highest level of Madden, or is it like?
I don't know
Really?
which version of Madden you get, but
'Cause I
I don't
mean-
use the. I
Because
don't
I'm not
use the
paying for this
fucking-
year's Madden twice.
I don't use the Ultimate Team anyway, so I
Right.
don't need the fucking coins for that shit.
Yeah,
Like, I
true,
don't-
true.
When does this come out?
But that's the thing. Like each game is $70 though. That's more than both of them combined. So they got to give you something.
That's the early access.
Is that all? Is that what you pay for?
The early access is 90 for this.
Damn, they're really fucking.
This
They-
better
It's been
deliver.
11 years.
Yeah, right.
Like,
They better
but look at
deliver
this.
because Madden's
look at the
been
fucking
pretty
graphics
stale.
for this shit.
This game is gonna sell out immediately.
So I'm buying digitally.
And they finally have fucking names on the back of jerseys, and
Yeah.
it looks fucking sick, bro. Luther Burden,
I really hope because like
Donovan Edwards looks like a fucking menace on this game.
the thing
That's
about
the rookie at Florida State. I mean, the rookie freshman. Jesus Christ.
the thing about NCAA that was always better than Madden to me is that the actual gameplay was different.
It is.
Yeah.
in a way, and I hope they keep that because
is.
I'm kind of tired
It
of
is.
Madden already.
Well,
Oh,
still.
that's
so,
so stale.
so
Yeah.
people keep talking. People keep telling stories about like, oh, it's the same engine as Madden, so it's going to be the same game.
right.
Bro, that engine also gave us Call of Duty,
Yeah.
fucking like infinite other games that aren't even fucking sports games.
Right,
like
right.
it's the engine has no fucking set
Yeah.
over what the game
It's
itself
like the
is.
physics and shit. Yeah.
They have spent 4 years making this game.
yeah.
It's gonna be worth it. Like they know what's at stake.
I hope so.
They've delayed
Yeah.
this game 2 years.
I've seen games be
this
10
game was
years in
supposed to
development
come
and
out
still
2
flop.
years ago.
The real draw is going to be what is the season mode like, the dynasty mode like? Because the
Guys,
dynasty mode
guys,
be
we've
hold on,
got to
hold
get
on.
off of this.
No.
Chill.
We've got to get off
Chill.
of this.
No. So
There's 5 more
by
minutes,
the
okay.
way, for our viewers,
Yeah.
viewers,
We're on a break after this too.
it was announced today that the online franchise mode will have up to 32.
God damn.
I'm good on that.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I don't have that much time.
That's
So-
crazy.
No, I'm just saying, like, for the league that we're gonna do with all our viewers. So, like, we're gonna have a lot of
There'll
spots
be
available.
slots. Yeah.
Like,
I got some people that would be interested for sure.
Yeah, man,
I just
like
really
that.
hope that the difference in game, because like back then, EA still made NCAA and Madden,
Yeah.
but the games were different. Like
Drastically.
very different.
Drastically.
I hope that's still the
It's
same.
two
Because if it's
completely
Madden with
different-
college kids,
it's two-
I'd be upset.
If it's
It's
not with
two
college kids,
completely
I'll be
different-
upset.
I'm only getting the game if they have the setting
You're
you
not
can do
getting
it
the game.
with
Shut
the mascots.
I knew you were going to say the
Where
mascot
where you can
mode.
play
I
as
knew-
the
They-
team of
arcade
mascots.
I knew,
That's
I knew.
pretty-
You were going to
different
say
teams.
That
the
was the
mascot
coolest shit
Also,
ever.
on the topic of football games, I spent about, I don't know, 45 minutes the other night watching Blitz the League, like injury videos.
mode. That's the best
Yeah.
football
and I
game
was
ever
like,
invented.
why the fuck hasn't this
steroids.
come out again?
the steroids.
This is the best game ever. Like,
Dude,
and
if someone
honestly,
popped their knee on the sideline, just pop back and play, give them a shot of steroids.
yeah.
Throw 'em back
And
in.
like, I was
you
looking
just
at
game
gotta,
of the
you just
Warriors.
got to get the
Yeah.
you just got to get the injection accurate. Like, and then you're
What?
good.
There's a fucking.
It's
you
the
didn't
best
know
football
that?
game
There's a mode
ever
for that,
invented.
too? You
Yeah.
fucking-
you have to like accurately inject the motherfucker.
Yeah.
Show Hunter
Dude.
Blitz League real quick.
Blitz the League. Okay.
It's the greatest football
Well,
game ever.
I played the game Blitz back in the day.
This is Blitz the League. This
No,
is
Blitz the League is a different.
So
fucking
you get to
animal.
sit on the sideline and like properly
Yes.
inject your shit.
Yes.
Dude, that is like the Warriors game.
It is. Yeah.
And that's
Dude,
the thing.
this was one of my favorite games ever fucking created.
It
They
truly
did-
is so good.
They did what was it called? Blitz.
There was some other bullshit
Blitz-
game that they made.
It was called like Blitz Bombers or something,
Yeah.
and it was the baseball version, and it was the same shit. You could
Oh,
fucking
really?
juice your guys. Albert Pujols was unfucking stoppable. Like you just juice him every time he came up. It's an automatic home
What in
run.
the world? So I'm looking at.
Right? That was like a ruptured spleen out for 7
Yeah,
games.
so-
So you're like the game is to pretty much do Patricia O'Neal's comedy special where he was like, we always out there tie socks to our fucking face mask.
But I mean, like, just some of the shit that happens in this game is fucking bananas. Like, watch
Ruptured
this.
Dude,
scrotum.
this is legit like fucking Mortal
It show-
Kombat,
it-
but
yeah, it
Blitz,
shows
It's
dude.
you-
literally Mortal
It
Kombat
shows you the
fatalities
fucking
in football.
inside the body injury. And then
This
why
is
it-
awesome.
Oh,
And
I wish
look
it
at
would
this.
show. I wish it would show you fucking injecting steroids too, because that's the best fucking part. Because if you don't get it accurate, they miss more plays.
Yeah.
Is this the XFL?
No.
This is just a completely standalone game where they decided
Yeah.
to make
Yeah,
their
dude.
own football league.
Dude,
of-
I
That's the
swear
best
to
football
God,
game
yeah.
ever made.
I swear to God, if you could compare this game to anything, it's fucking
Mortal
what's
Kombat?
what's the prison football movie?
Longest
Yard.
Yeah.
It's Longest Yard, and like this is prison league football. This is what this is. Like
Right?
it's fucking.
What did this
insane.
come out on?
Xbox 360.
Everything. Like, yeah.
PlayStation 2.
Yeah.
This is like this is the second game too. And I'm saying like look at the graphics. I mean, they're considerably worse than now.
But it's not terrible.
not
for what
that
it
much.
is. No.
They're not that much worse
much,
than current
yeah,
Madden.
right? Like I'm talking like 15% worse maybe.
Yeah.
So
But
this
like
needs to be remade.
it
Absolutely.
absolutely
Oh,
needs
God,
to be
dude.
remade. It's a sin
Be
that
so
has
much
been-
fun.
Okay, if we bullied the NCAA into making NIL so they can make a fucking game again, we can bully Blitz to making this again. Like what the hell is going on?
Isn't that crazy that that's one of the leading forces behind
Yeah.
NIL?
Yeah, right.
Is the fact
Well, that's-
that we wanted a fucking college football
Yeah.
video game so much that we
Right.
were like, "Fuck you, NCAA!
Just
You
pay
better
'em.
fucking pay
Just
them."
pay. We know they're getting paid. Bitches, what are you talking? No, NCAA 15.
This illusion isn't fooling fucking anyone.
Right? Everyone was like, there'll definitely be a 16 then, right? And then they were like, no. People stayed mad about it. And look
That
what
is
we got.
insane.
That was a broken
Hey,
skull. Skull
I'm one of
fracture.
them. I am one of
7
them.
games.
Kevin needs it.
Right.
Yeah,
He'll be
7
back.
games. That's
He'll be
crazy,
back, though.
bro.
He'll
That's
be back.
Crazy.
Motherfuckers are out here like breaking, like tearing their knee apart, like dislocated kneecap, and they're like, all right, just inject him.
And
2
if you-
plays
if
later,
you-
back in.
Yeah, I was gonna say if you get the proper injection point,
Yeah.
2 plays.
You
And
actually-
you're like 2 plays,
Yeah.
motherfucker tore everything.
Yeah. And,
Like-
and you gain stamina back.
I wish I could have heard
Yeah,
conversations
yeah,
with your
he's
friends
got,
in
like,
there.
He comes
I
back,
injected right.
he comes back with like 110 stamina, and you're like, how the fuck did this happen? Like,
Juice.
It's
Get that dude.
it's truly one of the greatest games ever made, and it's a sin that they haven't made it again.
It is.
Okay, I do have to say, if
Look
you're
at this
listening to
shit,
this
look at this
online,
shit.
you need to look up
I
Blitz.
forgot you could fight. I forgot you could fight in the game.
That was
Yeah.
just a celebration.
That was just a celebration, yeah.
But you can fight too.
Can
You can
really?
take off your
Yeah.
opponent's helmet and
yeah,
hit
that's
it
what I'm
into
saying.
it.
Bash him in
You
the
could-
head with
yeah,
it?
You just,
It's like one of the finishers when you
It doesn't make
tackle.
sense why they don't have this for every sport. Hockey, basketball,
do
soccer.
you remember? Do you remember
Running.
they were one of the first games that had online, like single user sports play?
Really?
They had an online mode to where
Imagine
you
the people
could,
in that
It
chat.
was up
Yeah,
to
that's got to be.
it was-
Imagine
tough
that
room,
shit.
it
yeah.
was up to 3v3,
Yeah.
and so like.
Damn.
You could have like a quarterback, either a receiver or running back, and then you could have somebody playing offensive line, and the offensive line controls were super simple,
Yeah, yeah.
but you could murder
Yeah, yeah.
just like straight take them off the field for no fuck.
Yeah. You can tackle anybody at any time in that
But you
game
could,
too.
like there were controls to where you could dive for certain parts of the body, and so you could dive for the fucking femur, and it would show their fucking femur snapping in half, and
Yeah,
you're like,
yeah.
oh, they're not coming back. Like
Right?
it was super fun.
Here's what they need to
like,
do.
The
This game
online,
needs to
the
combine with
online
Vice
mode
City.
was crazy.
New Grand Theft Auto.
I'd
just
say,
make the whole world.
right? If you could be a football player in a Grand Theft Auto world, but like you have to go to games on Sundays.
This
right?
this
This is the game
shit.
that you're playing
This
at the
is
end
the
of the
shit.
day.
Now,
Yeah, dude.
Me and my buddy did a LAN,
For real?
that local area
like-
network,
like a
Come
LAN 2-user franchise
On
that
Blitz?
game.
No way.
and he was the quarter because like we were in middle school and
Yeah.
he was the quarterback, I was the receiver, so we just did the same shit on there.
Yeah, yeah.
And we thought we were the coolest fucking thing alive.
Yeah.
Like that game was iconic.
It's truly
like,
peak
it's
gaming. Like,
crazy.
yeah, it's like I don't think games have gotten that good since then.
No,
really,
because
like,
it takes like if I want to play Madden, sure, the realism's cool.
yeah.
But I also want a
wanna
football
break some
game.
necks, huh?
I also want a football
That's just
game
out there.
where fuck the
Right,
realism.
entertaining,
Like,
yeah,
give
yeah.
me some shit that's outrageous.
Exactly.
Like, give me either Blitz, give me Street
Mm-hmm.
again, give me something at least.
Give me back into the. I think every game mode now, like Call of Duty has zombies. Every sports game should have just the fucking uncut.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
have some
Uncut.
uncut shit
Yeah.
in there. Like,
That would be fun. Like,
Yeah,
if,
just
if
no
Madden,
pads.
If Madden did their own version of Street,
Yeah,
that would
yeah.
be fun. Instead of the bullshit superstar mode that they do now, which
it's
is
not
it's
fun.
not fun.
It's not
and
fun.
bring back the mascots.
It's always on the mascots over here. That's the thing, man.
This-
Remember growing up, like we
you
looked.
had me until that.
Yeah,
right?
I saw you. You were like, yeah. What?
It was like when we
We're
grew.
at an hour.
I remember
Word.
people playing on the fucking online mode on the old NCAA with the fucking Stanford mascot, just a tree, and you just load into the game and you're like, what the fuck? Like, what am I doing here? Like,
So-
why am I playing against a tree?
I do want to say. So we're talking about remakes, and this will go into this nicely. I kind of want to bring up just the randomness of like static stuff that's kind of like lost
Yeah.
in the white noise, right?
Okay.
So, do y'all? I want to talk about some of the remakes coming up, and I'll get to the point that they're thinking about remaking one of them. So, some of the remakes coming out that have blown my mind. They got the go ahead for Happy Gilmore 2.
And Sandler's back. Sandler's back.
Don't know
And he's
how
doing
I
it?
feel about
Sandler's
that.
back.
Is it Happy Madison Productions?
Yeah.
Okay. I trusted that.
I don't-
in cooperation with Netflix. Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Now, here's what scares me. So I'm glad that is, but a scary thing that's happening right now, a scary movie, the new scary movie that's coming out, they're remaking, is not made by the Wayans brothers. So I'm like, how dare you even? And he talks about in an interview he did that he got pretty much
Okay,
up
but,
the keister.
But at the same time, if he's not making it, he sold the rights. So
That's true.
how much money did you make, bro? Like,
Yeah,
don't-
He's-
true.
tell me how much money you make before you tell me how
But-
mad you are.
But the thing about this though, we're talking about the end of cultures and all this stuff like cancel culture and stuff. I wonder if this stuff is coming up now in the mere factor where maybe because we're coming out of the hillside.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Out of this, so that's maybe why that's pairing up with some of this.
Yeah,
Maybe
that
you
makes
know what I mean?
sense. Right.
But also at the same time, it's one of the things where it's like, it's happy.
You're good. You're good. It's already done. It's already done. Yeah.
It's Happy Gilmore though.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you go back and watch, like I remember I was talking to this girl recently, and she said, "I'm just not a big Adam Sandler fan." I said, "Excuse you."
That's a crazy statement to say.
Excuse you. And she was like,
Adam
I'm just
Sandler is the GOAT.
she's like, well, I'm just into drier humor. What are you talking about, dude? You gotta have a little slapstick and you gotta have a little pickle and tickle.
Yeah.
Like-
right?
Like, come on, man. And then so I don't know how that will age today. Because I feel like they're gonna try and make it too much for the youth, all this
No.
shit, and they shouldn't.
Oh yeah. Do you remember Joe Dirt 2? I didn't actually watch
okay,
it.
but-
No, it's
yeah.
terrible.
Yeah,
Okay,
but it was
but-
the same kind of thing.
But they try to make it for today. It's like,
Yeah.
no,
Okay, but-
the people coming to watch this, it's people that watched it 30 years ago.
Yeah.
okay, but when has Sandler ever done that?
That's true.
When
But
has
he's also
Sandler
made
ever
some
done that?
god awful shit.
Yes, but he's always himself. Like even when it's a bad movie, he's himself.
Yeah.
Like he's not gonna change that for anything.
Maybe
I
he
don't-
takes like a uncut gems
so-
approach to golfing. It'd be kind of cool. It'd be
No,
kinda cool.
not for this though. It's.
I mean, like if it's Billy Madison later in his life after he,
But that's what is the parody of this whole movie. So now I'm curious to see how they
storyline,
You know what I mean? Because the
okay.
whole joke about it was kind of like what we watched last night with
Yeah.
the joke is the culture around it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
they kind of make that the butt of the joke.
fucking gets arrested on his way to an
yeah, he's the
golf
bad
course.
boy of golf.
Yeah.
It's just so
You-
ridiculous.
Okay, so you know what
it's like
I want to
Ron
see?
Bailey or Ron Daly or whatever
Yeah.
his name is.
John Daly.
John Jesus Hunter.
You know what
I
I
know
want
the
to see?
news.
I want to see if they're gonna try to modernize it in that way. I want to see them tackle the Live versus PGA. If that's
Now that would be cool.
That'd be
Because,
cool.
Like
Yeah.
I like
would
that.
Be, that would be a cool approach to like make it modern, but still be the same.
Yeah.
Here's
the
what
same, like he's the same character at least.
He's just beaming Saudis with golf balls.
So
Yeah,
here's-
that'd be fucking hilarious.
I see
like
two
that.
approaches to this. I see two approaches, maybe three. I see this. Sandler tends to do this, and most movies seen him do this with a sequel after it being so long. One, he's going to get a protege, right? And he's going to learn
Okay.
under Sandler, and it's going to be some guy.
What did they
type
take?
style.
What did they take that into the Live vs PGA? He gets a protege and they split. One goes-
Like kind of like a Rocky Balboa type thing. You know what I mean? Like
master
where,
student.
yeah, I could see that happening. Second one being he's still in the league, which is going to be tough because it's like, how are we really going to play this? Because Shooter, I think what's going to happen is in this movie, and you can quote me on this now, I think it's going to be Shooter McGavin has his son or something or protege, and then ditto with Adam Sandler. And I think they're going to go against each other and going to play something like that.
And like Sandler becomes Chubbs instead of
A type of vibe. Yeah.
okay.
So I see something like that happening. Or secondly, they play into the backstory of the characters, and golf is a secondary.
Okay.
So they're kind of, you know what I mean?
That's kind of the Uncut Gems approach, I think.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
we'll
Them
use
having a beef
a little
outside of
more
golf.
pensive.
yeah. So maybe it's the more.
Would
and
that be almost like the Cobra Kai approach to where like
yeah.
Yes.
Right, yeah.
But
like the characters from fucking generations ago still have a beef in like the modern world for some reason? That would be cool. That'd be a cool approach.
yeah, so it's like, and that's a good way to put that. I could see that happening, like to where it's outside of the dojo type of situation. And then thirdly, it's a completely new story arc. So it'll be
see, that's what I don't want.
yeah,
That's what I don't want.
it'll be Happy Gilmore 2, and it'll be a couple glimpses of Shooter and Happy, but it's the whole story is completely
It's really about Sydney Sweeney.
exactly.
Yeah,
It's
right,
something
yeah,
different.
Right.
But I will say
that got
here
Brady.
though, I'm hoping. I think the protege would be a cool one, but I also think the second one would be a cool one.
yeah.
The uncut.
His protege is going to end up being like Andy Samberg or something, though, and then it's going to
I
take
hope-
a whole new approach.
Well, and
Or the older approach, I guess. It's just going to be the same
if you
goofy
put
shit.
Andy Samberg in that movie, I'm watching it.
They already did that, right? Like, dude, my boy
My
or something.
Boy was
That's
great.
my boy.
Oh, yeah.
but
yeah.
to have something of more substance would be kind of cool.
It would be nice.
Yeah, it would. You know,
To
Coming
be
off of
fair, though,
Uncut
that
Gems
was, to be
and-
fair, of the more recent Sandler films, that was not that was a
It
pretty
wasn't
good
bad.
one.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
that was
It wasn't Jack and Jill.
yeah.
Right.
Fuck,
That was the worst
That
movie
was
I've
ever seen.
that was awful.
now the other question is this, and I don't think they'll do this. I think they're just gonna. It said movie in the thing, but they could also make it like a 5-episode series, which I don't know. Yeah, you don't think that would be because Netflix is doing it.
Okay,
and I know-
look. Like,
the reason I
we were
don't
talking
see
about this
that
earlier,
happening-
right?
The reason I don't see that happening is because Netflix, from like the origin of Netflix, the thing that they have made clear with any like show that they want to develop is they want it to be multi-seasonal. Like they want it to.
It's such a money grab, though. At that point, it feels
But
like it's
that's
more
what I'm
influenced
saying
by
is,
money
like,
than
I feel like
Yeah.
I feel like Sandler would rather do a fucking 2-hour movie.
yeah.
As opposed to
That's his bread and butter.
Well, it's Adam Sandler. What are you gonna tell him? No.
no, in the movie, I will tell you this: Adam Sandler movies, hour and 45.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's it.
every time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
hour and 45.
Yeah.
Right.
That's his go-to. He hits it pretty quick. Quick, but I am stoked to see though he's had such a good bond with all these guys from Grown Ups and stuff. I wonder if we're going to start seeing more of a collaboration with Kevin James,
What
Chris
if-
Rock, all that in there. That'd be
What
kind of
if
cool. But I don't want them to I don't want them to take away from the Gilmore story.
What if I don't even think they would do it because of the reverence that Sandler had for what's the guy's name that played Chubb?
Apollo Creed. It's
Yeah, Jesus.
Freddie, you know
Christ.
his name.
Carl Weathers.
Yeah, Carl Weathers.
Attaboy, you got it.
So because of the reverence he had for Weathers, I don't think he'd do it. But you know who would make a hell of a good Chubbs as a replacement?
If they bring in Michael B. Jordan.
no,
Okay,
no.
I was like, he's in enough.
No, it's in his crew, Chris Rock. Think about it.
Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
Chris Rock is old as dirt now, though.
So, dude, Carl Weathers was
Doesn't look
when
like
he
it, though.
played.
No,
He looks the
Carl-
same.
Hey, black
Yeah,
don't crack,
but
baby.
He looks
Carl
better
Weathers
than
was
he did
old when he
before.
played Chubbs. Like kind of.
Here's the real question: Are they still gonna have Rob Schneider going? You can do it.
Absolutely.
Do you really think so?
Absolutely.
Have you seen Rob
Please.
Schneider's
Absolutely.
lately? His like whole. Have you seen the show Rob?
Yeah.
By any
I am
chance?
not a fan of that at all. It's like a Curb Your
It's-
Enthusiasm,
That
but
show is so. It's like he's trying to be Seinfeld, but like all about himself,
Yeah.
right? It's
and I
like
think that's what they're
really-
going for, but it just does not hit.
But he's just like trying to live his life like he's on SNL still. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? He's
What
like, I'm
is
just a
it-
funny Mexican guy, but I'm white.
What is
you know,
it?
it's like it's
What
kind
is
of.
it
Schneider.
about him that makes him so fucking cringy?
It's because he's grasping at what he used to do, and when you realize what he used to do back on SNL and all this stuff, it was just be that crazy guy that would occasionally do blackface and make a Mexican accent,
Yeah.
and he wasn't actually that funny. Like he had a couple standalone movies, but he wasn't actually. And then now he's going into the whole conservative comedy.
No, but
like,
there- but
and
there is-
that is cringy on its own.
the problem with that is
That's fair.
there is a
That's
whole
fair.
there is no matter what people say, it is a good career. There is a good career of being a background character, and that's what Schneider is.
But Schneider doesn't think he's
But
that.
No,
yeah,
that's
the problem.
Yeah, that's-
there's an
I'm
element.
Deuce Bigelow.
Yeah.
yeah,
No
come
one
on.
gives a fuck
Man,
about
that movie was
that.
funny as fuck. That's huge, bitch.
It was funny.
There's an element of someone that knows that they are the secondary character and does that well, and then there's the people that
Like,
think that they're the main character.
Think about it. Rob Schneider.
And that in itself, I
Yeah.
think that may be the main fucking factor. I think that in itself is so cringy that people just look right through you and you're like,
right.
you're not who you think you are.
He came up
And
alongside
so-
Adam Sandler.
That's
And
tough.
he thinks he's the
God,
guy.
you had a
Yeah,
cheat code.
that's tough.
Like, you had a
Bro,
cheat code
that's
to
true.
the whole fucking industry.
That's tough.
You had one of your best fucking friends was the guy.
guy.
No wonder you
no,
got spots.
that would have
like-
been that whole show would have been
and
better
you still
if he,
think it's you.
Yeah,
like,
that's delusion.
that whole
Like,
show would have
that's-
been better if he played off of that.
It would have been.
You know what I mean?
It
If
would've
he
been.
played-
He was just not self-aware, I think.
Yeah.
is
Yeah,
what
like
it
if
is.
people
Yeah.
went,
Okay.
it's
Yeah.
like
Okay.
It's
It's
like
just-
Kevin
that's
Hart
what it comes
said,
down to.
That's
"You're
a
the
good-
snap guy." What?
This is your this is
You
your
know what I
role.
mean? Yeah,
You're
yeah,
that guy from.
yeah, exactly.
You're not even this guy. You're the guy that's in the background. It's like you can do it. You
Yeah.
can come up with the thought.
You know he hears that on the streets, like you can do it,
Yeah,
like,
right.
and that's got to be one thing that just drains on him.
Dude,
but
I bet he
And then-
hates that.
yeah,
he
absolutely.
hates
I
that.
bet the
Absolutely.
two
Ah.
things he hears most is that and the water boy. Fuck, what does he say in the middle of that
Yeah,
speech?
he has some.
Oh God.
what is that?
Just how does he always end up playing
Holy
a Mexican?
shit.
I thought that was
no.
it. You can do it all night long. I thought that was what that was.
That's like when he was outside of
Yeah,
that
that's
house.
what. All night. Long.
Yeah.
You may. I think you're thinking of Homos Naked. And that was the old from Joe Dirt.
No, I thought that was. Oh wait a minute. I think I'm just confusing Sandler movies at this point.
That's how I feel with
I
sports.
thought that was Happy. I thought that was Happy where he's.
Football. I thought this was.
No. That was Waterboy.
Yeah, you're right.
That was Waterboy.
What is it? What is it he says in Happy then?
And
Because he has a
he's-
iconic line in that too.
No,
This is how shitty Rob Schneider is. He has an iconic line we can't even fucking remember.
No. I don't
we
even
can
think
think
he's
it's,
in
"You
Happy
can do
Gilmore
it."
because I don't think that was before they started really working together. I think.
No, he's the goalie on in the hockey tryout.
Is he the goalie in the hockey tryout?
think
Are you
so.
sure? He didn't have any lines that because the main one you remember from that is "you jackass." Yeah,
He's literally good at saying like
Yeah, that's-
4 to 5
that's what I'm
words.
saying, and I'm
Yeah.
cool with that. I'll take that.
Right, just
Brady's
be
like
that
my
guy.
background character.
Just be that guy.
Speaking of, we're at an hour and 15 minutes.
Do you split? Should we even take a break? Should we just run it through?
It's almost 10 o'clock at night. So
That's true.
All right, let's take a break.
Brady's got to.
All right, take a little breaky. All right, we'll be right back. Let's do it.
All right, Brady's got to go. Say bye, Brady. King Palm out.
Welcome back to Stuck in Static,
Here.
everybody. We took our quick little break there, and now we are back. Unfortunately, we were missing
Minus
Brady.
Brady, yeah.
I know.
Oh,
Which
too bad.
the guests are used to that by now. You know what I mean? They're-
he's usually a Irish goodbye
yeah,
in the
he's
second half.
God,
Yeah,
he's
makes
probably
sense.
walking home right now.
Right.
But
I
okay,
can take up more space now.
Right.
We're good.
but back to our kind of static news and stuff that kind of gets lost in the white noise.
Yeah.
I had another one that I saw pop up, and I wanted to say this. So, and I'll take this into the next thing, but I want you guys to know how lucky we were as kids. All right, do you guys remember the WB?
The
Morning cartoons?
Yeah, with the frog.
It was like always like the fourth channel. No. You're thinking of Warner Brother.
That's different.
No, it's the same thing.
Okay.
The WB cartoons in the morning were like the go-to. It's like always on a water tower. It had like the Freakazoid and all that stuff.
Okay.
I don't know if you're a big
Do
cartoon
they
guy.
do anime too?
Yes.
I thought they
they
did.
do.
So
right?
let me tell you the
Yeah.
lineup. All right. 8 o'clock, 8 a.m. Yu-Gi-Oh. All right.
Great way to start the day.
8:30, Pokemon Advance.
Yep. Send them to the dark
This is in
shadow realm.
2008. Pokemon Advance. If you guys don't remember, they replaced Misty with. This is the first time they went outside of that
Yeah.
region.
Wait, 2008. We were 13. I was.
No, okay, this is a little before.
I was like, you
Maybe
get-
2004.
You got bullied, didn't you?
Yeah, oh, it's been a rough.
Did you guys catch the Yu-Gi-Oh? The set? Yeah.
But you got Yu-Gi-Oh! Pokemon were the first time they replaced Misty with a girl named May. They went to like a different region, whatever. Brock was still there doing his horny ass thing.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. 9 o'clock. You ready for this? The Jackie Chan series. Do y'all remember
Jackie
that?
Chan,
Okay.
the cartoon one?
Yes, dude.
I was gonna say
With the
I used to
talismans,
watch.
bro.
Yes,
Oh,
dude.
my
How
God.
awesome was that? And the thing is,
I
they
was gonna
lost
say,
all the time.
I used to watch the 9 and 9:30. What was the 9:30?
9:30 was 9:30. We had. I don't know if this could be different, but it used to be Max Muscle. So it was
that's
it
not
was the
what I
planet
used-
where it was just the wrestling.
Yeah,
Max
that's not what I used to watch.
Muscle.
Wait, is that an anime?
Yeah, it was a wrestler one.
Did he have a thing on his forehead?
He was a baby
yeah.
that would turn into like a big fucking
Right.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
called that Kinnikumo. Yeah, I remember that.
So
So
that
on his forehead it said meat.
was
Just
it a
so
meat?
you know, yeah. It just said, no in kanji.
It's
it said
just meat.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
like
it
that
said
shit.
meat, yeah.
Hell yes. So there was that, and then I don't know if y'all remember this one, Shaolin Showdown.
Oh, I do remember.
You
that.
remember Shaolin
Yeah,
Showdown?
Yeah, right. Yes.
Gas, straight
The
gas.
Jackie Chan,
Super Asian
That Jackie Chan
on
show was
WB.
so fucking good.
I had
Oh,
the
it
Game Boy
was.
Advance
I used to
game
watch
too.
Yeah, it can't, I don't know what happened to that, but because think about that. Jackie Chan, and I don't even go to a deep dive about this, but think about this man's career.
Go.
Didn't know English,
Yeah.
was a stunt actor, became a director, actor,
Yeah.
learning like all this stuff, became one of the greatest kung fu coordinators / filmmakers.
Yeah.
Like the plethora goes on and on. But did that and got a video game from the cartoon because that cartoon was
It was so good.
Remember it absorbed into you or
Yeah.
something
Yeah,
when you
with
held
the
it.
talisman. Yeah, you're
You get those powers of that shit.
In every episode, he'd be doing pull-ups. at the
Yeah, exactly.
beginning.
Yes.
Yeah,
He'd be doing, he's like, I like to stay fit.
yeah,
you know?
right. I thought that was Liu Kang for the longest time.
Oh God, Luke had nothing.
Because that was when, like, that's when everybody found out that like he choreographed all his own fights
Right,
and
right.
shit, and you're like, oh
Damn,
shit, like
this
you,
dude's
like you're
nice.
next level, like you're
And he's co-star with Chris Tucker.
Yeah.
No way.
So
because like think about that, like to not only be able to perform all the moves
Mhm.
in the fight, but like to think about how the fight should go.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Right.
but the
Like,
thing is with
that's-
Jackie Chan is he made his fights movie worthy.
Yes,
Because it
yeah.
wasn't just it was a cinematographer's dream and a coordinator's dream because it wasn't just having to do fast cuts with like hand fighting. Jackie could do a thing to where he used everything around him.
Yeah,
Jackie would be like, "Hey, let's use this chair. I'll backflip over this. I'll throw a
Yeah.
water hose." You know
a
what I mean?
lot of times he's getting his ass beat too.
That's what
then,
makes it
collects
so-
himself and like fights back.
He seems like
what's crazy about all that is because of the way that he choreographed so many of those fights with using props around him, they had to change the way they film things. And so like you would have to cut when he would go to use a prop, you would have to cut from the camera you were using at ground level because you're swiveling.
Yeah.
And you're on a prop to where you're moving at a certain angle and you're moving the whole camera prop at that certain angle,
Yeah.
and then you'd have to cut and you'd have to get the other scene where he goes up onto a different level or he goes up onto something to use a prop or something,
Yeah.
and you're having to cut and use a different camera angle. And so like it changed not only
Like
like
choreographing the camera
It's-
too.
it not only changed viewership, but it changed the actual physical
No,
process.
it changed the whole idea
Yeah.
of filming something
Yeah.
like that. The way you said the angles is absolutely true. is because the cool thing about Jackie, which Hollywood realizes, he managed to always be the underdog in every one of his movies.
Right,
Even though he's the greatest kung fu star ever to be, I'm gonna say that. I think he's better than Jet Li. I think he's better than
Bruce Lee.
Well,
Every other Lee.
Bruce Lee. Bruce Lee doesn't really count. I feel like Bruce Lee was quite pretentious.
Yeah.
I said it.
Well, I mean, like, there's something
said it.
very comical about fighting really fast.
Exactly. And I think that's what he thrives on.
Right. There's something fucking hilarious about just.
Because tell me this,
Right, like,
any
you're
fight movie you've ever
spazzing.
seen, there's a couple moments in that where you're like, oh, how did he? I kind of missed that part there.
Yeah.
But when I see a chair thrown at Jackie and he breaks it and then takes the legs and throws it at the guy's face and does a backflip, I'm like, I get it.
Right, I would do that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
If I could, I would do that.
Yeah, if I got whipped in the ass with a whip, I would definitely do a backflip. But so
Dude, that's why one of my weird obsessions is Charlie Chaplin.
okay, for a second I thought you were going to say Kung Fu, and I'm like, Dylan, I've never seen you watching Kung Fu down here.
No, but Charlie Chaplin did all his own stunts.
Oh yeah.
And like some of the shit that he did could have gotten him killed.
Yeah.
Like,
Jumping
they
through
didn't
like
have the-
4-story buildings and shit. Yeah.
Through
Gotta get that
tarps,
paycheck, baby.
Yeah.
through-
Yeah.
Better than being in a
tarps-
factory.
Right.
Through
Gotta make
tarps
what,
set up
$50
as
today.
like overhangs
Yeah.
for like when like
$50 a day back in the day, son.
Rolling in it, bro.
We're talking a little too heavy.
Yeah,
You're
right.
talking-
Call Great Gatsby now.
That's Wesco.
But could you, like,
Right?
could you imagine doing all those stunts with no technology?
That's what I'm
Like,
saying.
Have you seen the stunt?
How many
of-
takes we got?
There was no technology. They
Have
didn't
you
even
seen
know
have you
that
seen
this
the
could
stunt
be
of
safe.
his where he's on the front of a train, and they, so like he's fixing a, what do they call the?
Why have they not done a Charlie Chaplin documentary?
I'm sure they have.
They have.
Have
Yeah,
they?
Just not recently.
It was they did one
A couple years after.
They did
It was
one
too
a while
woke
back.
lately.
They
you
did
know?
one a
Yeah,
while
like,
back
God,
with
Charlie
a white man being
Womanizer.
famous. No.
I'm pretty sure they did one a while back with Joaquin Phoenix.
Oh, for real?
I think so.
We're giving Joaquin way too much stuff. He can't handle this type of tension anymore.
Oh, he's fucking phenomenal.
Yeah, he's great.
He's doing the Joker
Give
again
him-
with
give
Lady
him-
Gaga.
Give him whatever the fuck he can handle. I don't.
You know
give a
what?
fuck.
Let the who's the guy that played the Flash that went crazy?
Oh,
That guy.
Yeah, that guy went.
Let him do
fucking-
Charlie Chaplin.
No,
I think
let
we could
him
all
do
have
the
a good
Charlie
laugh.
Sheen remake.
Oh God.
But have you seen that stunt that he did where he's on?
You talking about the bus or the train?
He's fixing a train track, and what's the big wooden pieces that go under the rails?
Mm.
Trussels? Is that what they're
Something like
called?
that. I
No,
don't know.
it's called a rail spike.
No, that's what goes through it into the wood.
Oh no, we keep those at our work. What are
The
they
actual,
called?
like-
Railroad tie.
Yeah, the tie.
Yeah.
So he's fixing a tie, and he's fixing it, and all of a sudden, like, he just looks up and sees the train behind him, and gets pressed onto the front of it.
Mm.
And so he's like on the front of the train, and it's like the old steam engine trains where like the front of it's like the slanted, slanted iron piece on the
Aerodynamic.
front of it.
Yeah.
And so he
Easy.
It's just accurate. I'm just
yeah,
saying.
he's pressed onto that piece, and then there's another trussel or another tie ahead of him.
I like Trussell though. I think we should start that.
No, the trussels are the bridges. That's the big pieces that hold the bridges together. That's what I'm thinking of.
Either way, you look sexy doing it.
Yeah, but so there's another tie
What the fuck is
ahead
all
of
this
him.
train talk? What the fuck are y'all talking about right now? Hold on.
I'm trying to
He's
I'm
he's
trying to
setting
get
the
to
scene,
it,
man.
goddamn.
Let him set the
Some
scene.
white boy knowledge.
Dylan's got to get out of his head, man. I'm here for it.
I'm sorry. We've been on bullet trains for a while now. I don't know what you're talking about.
No, that's not where. So there's another.
Dude,
there's another.
do some cuts real quick. Just get there.
There's another
Being
tie.
a train conductor over here. All right, continue your story.
There's another tie like a couple hundred yards ahead of that. That's
Yeah.
also like under one rail, or under one rail, but like over the other.
Yeah.
And so he jumps off of the front of the train, runs ahead of it, fixes it, slides it back under the other one, and then jumps back onto the train.
Right.
And he did that real time.
God
like
damn.
That's like it's not faked at all.
If I was a director doing shit,
it's-
I'd be like, you get one take.
It's like you're doing
and if you
method
don't get it,
acting wrong.
you die.
Right.
it's a continuous shot.
Yeah.
Like you see the whole fucking thing go down in one fucking camera angle. Like it's crazy.
Not a word
Like,
spoken. Yeah.
That was good. That was good. That was good.
Everything,
the whole time.
like everything now is green screen.
And then a whole paragraph of what Dylan just said. Like,
Right.
holy shit.
The
I gotta-
trussel was off the
Yeah.
railroad. Yeah.
I mean, it went under, and then
But like everything now is green screen. Can you imagine
Yeah.
if like actors actually had to have like just the first of all the balls to do some shit like that, but second of all like the technical skills to be able to do that
Yeah.
real time every single time they film like a big stunt.
Dude,
like that would bring a different level of like
do you
skill
know the amount
into
of
it.
good acting we could get if we just told actors, hey, we're gonna just try this socialism thing.
Oh God.
we're gonna let this just run a year. All right, everyone's gonna be doing the same. Let me tell you what you're gonna see is this. You're gonna see first off terrible acting. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, everybody's going into hiding for a year.
Yeah.
That's
Secondly,
worth the
can you
shit.
imagine being an actor during the apocalypse? Oh, I remember you from once again. What? But imagine because that used to how
I bet you've got some good supplies.
No, I used to base my career based off. I used to watch so much apocalyptic shit. I used to base my career off of, if the world were to end and I were to tell them I was a teacher, I'd be like, guys, I know everyone's building stuff. You got standing over there building the cars. Fucking hell yeah.
But does anyone remember PEMDAS?
Yeah.
Right,
I also want to quiz everybody on. I feel like we just need a little history recap.
Yeah. Right.
Do you remember the world of
1812?
Exactly. I was about to say 1812, dude.
They would
Same-
off
the same
you
wavelength
so
there.
quick. They
Dude, that's
would
what I'm
off
saying.
you so quick.
That's what I'm saying. That's how I feel like actors, like, we, first off, if bonuses afterward, if the company could give a bonus, be like, hey man, you're gonna make $16.50, but if you can do this in one fucking take, dude,
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Bump it
give
up to
you
17.
I'm gonna bump it up to $17.85. All right, but I do want to say this. So we said that Shaolin Showdown, y'all remember that one, which they also lost. There was a phase of those shows. I don't know if y'all remember this, and this could just be me, but I remember being a kid to where you always saw like the TV shows were like Yu-Gi or Pokemon. They always won.
Yeah.
And they always won. Started being like Jackie Chan, Shaolin Showdown.
Yeah.
Shows going further, like to not like that's a whole different thing. But people started losing,
Yeah.
and I remember that's what created my kind of like next. And I feel like Hollywood or the people like during that like saga realized, hey, you know what would get them to tune in more?
If they
Is
were
it-
relatable.
If they just didn't win everything
Yeah.
based
You know
off of
what's-
Pikachu.
It's like the Superman effect.
Exactly.
Yeah, everyone got tired of Superman because like, yeah, he lasers and ice breath and he has everything. Great.
And now we make him have relationships.
Right now, somebody get kryptonite. Yeah, we got kryptonite.
Now his biggest problem is ED. You know?
Right.
So,
You know
but
what's crazy about like that whole thing is like if you think about it from our time growing up, like every channel, every outlet for cartoons and everything, they went through all these phases.
oh yeah, but
Like,
that's
and they were all influenced by like one show that like took off and like
Probably
people
One
tried
Piece.
to emulate it.
But I almost feel like that's a big thing that I realized the other day. Like the thing I just said, where
Yeah.
we became more of a culture of the underdog instead of just the winner.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
We got tired of winning.
Yeah.
You know what's
America was like,
crazy?
we win
Which
everything.
how crazy! Imagine you
shit.
win so much that you're like, all right, to keep people interested.
Right. Let's be losers now.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Like
You know what's
keep people in
crazy?
it.
You know what's crazy about that is one of my favorite eras of Nickelodeon was the era where they had like 4 different shows that were trying to copy American Gladiator.
Okay.
When they had like what was the temple? What was,
Oh, Temple. That was on Nickelodeon.
Temple of
Temple of Doom.
Temple
Temple of Doom.
like that. That
No.
shit was so like it was so good and it but like,
Well, that's where the
'Cause if you
game
put-
show.
if you
See, you
put
guys are my
kids-
niche now.
if
This
you
is
put
what this
if
whole
you
thing.
put kids
show? Oh,
if
no,
you
where
put
are we going?
kids in a situation to where like they've got to be competitive, you get some reactions
dude,
that are so
exa-
fucking good for entertainment value.
and
like,
that's
it's
where it comes
so
in.
cool.
Because
like,
you take. Go ahead, Paris.
No, I got.
Oh, I was gonna say that I feel like this echelon shifted of the winner takes all type aspect.
Yeah.
To where and I don't know if it was even technology based. I don't know if that's anything with it. But as we started becoming more and more connected, I think like the real story became more and more observant, because it started becoming the sell wasn't, all right, this is a winner every time. Be a winner, be a winner, be a winner. It's, okay, maybe we should provide a bit more of a backstory of how they became a winner. You know what I mean?
Huh.
And that became more of a thing that when I grew up watching these cartoons, like some of my
Yeah.
favorite ones, I remember watching for the longest time, seeing them just lose constantly.
Yeah.
But I never saw them win, so that's probably where I'm at now. But the thing is,
Fucking courage.
Courage Cowardly Dog.
Yeah, yeah.
Which
Just seeing him get his ass kicked.
Cartoon
episode
Network
after episode,
is a whole
like,
different. Like Cartoon Network, I will tell you this.
Oh, they were.
I love Nickelodeon, I love Disney, but I will tell you this: Cartoon Network was the first one who, first off, gave Adult Swim, did a Toonami,
Yeah, yeah.
did the shit to where
You
no one
saw-
else was doing.
You saw Johnny Bravo get rejected time and
Yeah.
time again.
The biggest, and that was the biggest motivator I've ever seen in my life. That the most muscular guy in the room,
Yeah.
the biggest body, the most vocal douchebag, guess what? Doesn't win.
Yeah.
And I tell you what, no one gives Johnny Bravo enough credit, because that showed you that if you just were like a decent human being,
Yeah.
you could win the girl.
Yeah.
And no one ever talks about Johnny Bravo like that.
Johnny Bravo literally makes pancakes for a living.
That's what I'm saying.
Right? He's literally flipping flapjacks.
Johnny Bravo sat there, used to be the wimp, but the thing is, he was the wimp, but no one ever showed him, hey, man, which if you ever see, Johnny Bravo didn't have a dad. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You ever think this comes from like a little brother effect? Think about the people that were making these shows growing up. They're born maybe in the 50s, 60s, right? In a
Bro,
time
this
where,
is stuck in static,
right? This is
baby.
what we're talking about. So we're talking about the era of, white picket fence, 2.5 kids and a dog, right?
Yeah.
2.5, right? But the older brother is the hero of the family. He's
Yeah.
an heir to the father's throne, essentially. But there's 1.5 kids that are just like, man, what the
Yeah.
fuck, So like where all the older brothers went off to be CEOs, doctors, lawyers, yada yada. All
That's
the
where I
other
think
kids.
the underdog came
Dexter's-
from.
Yeah,
Dexter's
yeah,
Laboratory.
right.
I think the underdog
Think about
came
it.
from that.
Dexter's Laboratory.
Yeah, like you're literally talking
Yeah.
about the other 1.5 kids that are like, yo, we have thoughts too.
Yeah.
Because
I
how-
gotta find a way to get noticed.
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
Dylan, you've
Think
been
about
there, and I've been there with my brother, like to where I would see them doing this stuff to where, and I think that's the mindset.
Yeah, yeah.
This is a little different from what you're saying, but it's a factor where you see the older, right?
He's like a superhero.
They're a superhero.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah.
Always is because they're older.
Yeah.
They've been there. They have the
Yeah, yeah.
experience. They're the superhero. They're
Right.
the winner.
And you're
You know what
looking
I mean?
at a 14-year-old.
And now, exactly,
Right.
and that's what's so funny about it is that like the transformation started to where it's like, all right, we know that's the I think we
Timer?
still have. I would check it just in case,
Gotcha.
but we know that's not the story anymore. You know what I mean? The story is
Oh, we're good.
get it. Hold on, you got the Birkenstock. You got the. It's okay. It's an apple. But the story turns into it's not about the winner. It's about kind of what we were talking about. You know what I mean?
The little brother effect. You're just like, hey, hold up. Just because older brother is the quarterback of the football team and he's going to fucking Cornell and he's going to be a lawyer doesn't mean that I don't have some fun drawings to show you.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
And it's so funny too because it's at the same time to where it's like, you see the win-win. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You see the win-win,
An
but
idealistic. approach
exactly,
to it. Yeah.
exactly. And it was only one narrative.
Yeah, yeah.
It was like you come into hardship, and guess what? If you'll kind of prevail.
Yeah, yeah.
If you try hard enough, you'll
That's-
prevail.
Right.
And that's what's crazy is like, even coming from like a small town where like there was a lot of storylines like I couldn't relate to.
Mm-hmm.
There were like the high school sports stories where like that's all that guy has to fall
Yeah.
back on. And so even as a clueless fucking kid from southeastern Kentucky, I was like, please, for the love of God.
Yeah.
Don't let me peak in high school.
Well,
Yeah,
and-
yeah, true.
And
Please.
I'm not trying to be
and-
wearing my Letterman
Yeah,
at 24.
Yeah, like,
But
oh God.
that also makes me think about and you had your older sister, right?
no.
Were you
I'm
the oldest?
I'm
Okay,
the
oldest. Okay.
So I've got that perspective.
Yeah.
And you're right though. You're right. Like,
So-
because like my sisters ask me stuff that I'm like,
I don't
why
know.
the fuck do you think
Yeah.
I know?
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
So I remember this point, and I don't know if you guys remember this from Dylan. You were in a small town, so you may get this a little bit more. But
Can't do that in a small town.
not here, baby. Not here, baby.
None of these
Don't you bring that
stories, right?
forward.
We
That's
kill
how
the
it's
bad
done
guy.
in a
That's what we do in
small
a small town.
I remember the guys in my high school when I first went there, my freshman year, when I came right out of middle school. This was in Indiana, the corn-fed boys, and I remember
That's a
seeing
different
them,
breed.
and they looked massive. They all looked bigger than life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like just so big. You know? And I remember even going into college and seeing these athletes that we talked about this the other night.
Yeah.
Seeing these athletes that came in and being like, wow, they look like grown ass men.
No wonder
Now
I'm
we
not
look
here.
at them.
Yeah, no wonder I'm not here.
Yeah, right,
like,
yeah.
but it's a weird, and I wish I had a better vocabulary to describe this, but it's a fact of where you have this realization that you see these people, and it's literally just part of that psyche you're in during that time period. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And it's just a different wave. The whole point I'm trying to say is that I appreciate the time that we grew, because talking about these shows on there, I didn't even get through them because after that was I almost said Stuck in Static, but Static Shock. Static Shock. Remember that? The first actually lead black male character in a cartoon.
Really?
Yes, besides the Proud Family, but that came somewhat during the same time.
What about Boondocks?
Well, Boondocks came later on. That was an Adult
Oh,
Swim, which
okay.
was like after like
Fat Albert?
That's true.
That's
That's
a little caricature.
yeah, yeah, kind of. That may have been a little racist, but
Dude, oh, I forgot about the Proud Family. That
is a good one.
it's such a good one.
No, it is.
That should have been on here. by
Proud
the way.
Family on there, which I
That
can't even remember the
intro-
intro on that.
I was gonna kind of
That
go along
intro's
my point of like, the people making stuff now. Okay, so think about it. If there was like, we're looking at the hero and like now we're the little brother back in the
But think about the main
60s,
actors now
90s.
that are little brothers.
Well, think about what people are making now. What are hit shows now? Okay, we saw like, for example, early on Shameless, and then Euphoria. We're talking about single parent households
Yeah.
with like
Great point.
such like a
Giving
like,
a story to those that
Yeah.
don't get talked about.
right that were shunned probably earlier in their life,
Yeah.
in maybe like the 80s and 90s when they were growing up as
No,
single
60s
kids.
for sure though, because that's
Right.
the family that went to. If you were a single mom or a single dad,
Yeah.
Oh wow! look
So you're
this
looking
guy.
at just like how family dynamics impact the stories that we tell. It's like,
Absolutely.
okay, so now that we have a bunch of fucking single, parent households with kids, usually single children too. Not as many people having kids.
Johnny Bravo. Look
right?
at that.
What are the stories we're gonna tell now? It's gonna be about teenagers doing drugs and fucking, like in Euphoria, and like fucking up their whole lives. Okay, where are we gonna go from here now? Though it's like, okay. Now it gets scary, like even
Well,
scarier. Because
that's why what I call this era right now, the
Yeah.
remake era.
yeah.
We're in the remake because think about how many things. First off, Hollywood's running out of ideas.
Yeah.
Think about how many. Look at the anime progression right now.
Yeah.
First off, I know when me and you were in high school, anime was not nearly as big as it is now.
No, not nearly. You were shunned.
Yeah, absolutely. You were as bad as the kids fucking eating jerky and doing parkour in
Yeah.
cafeteria.
Right.
And
They were all watching anime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now it is such a thing now where you talk to someone, oh, I've seen some anime.
Yeah.
No, but have you? Have you seen Soul Eater? Have you seen Claiborne? Have you seen Naruto? You know what I mean? Like,
Did you really watch season 2 of Sword Art Online? No, you didn't.
yeah, dude,
No
Sword
way.
Art was unreal.
Yeah. First season's great. If you made it through the second season, that's how you know you're an anime watcher.
Yeah, in high school, watching this guy get the hottest chick in Sword Art Online, you're like,
Right.
I'm about to bust.
Right. I could play a video game.
That
get
scene was hot as
bitches.
hell. Do you remember that?
Yeah,
That shit was.
right.
Sorry, guys, we went a moment there.
That was it's a great
But-
show. So watch it.
So, dude, that was great.
It's a good. I think it's a good observation of society. It's like who are the people telling the stories? Back then, it was the little brothers.
Yeah,
Right?
Yeah, our era, I would say
Now-
definitely Little Brother era.
Right. And now we're talking about single kids. They're going to be looking at perspectives like, of what it's like to grow up with a parent that has a mental disorder or something. So
We're going
we
deeper
might-
and deeper, and sometimes it's like,
it's gonna get real dark, and that's where comedy helps.
Yeah.
Right? Let's bring it all together. It's like we're all fucked
We're-
up.
we're
Come
the-
on.
I think that's
Yeah.
one of the reasons why we're in what I would consider like the golden age of comedy.
That's
Like,
true.
And like, sure, there's.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any like star as big at. I don't think there's any star as big as like the height of a Seinfeld at his peak,
Right.
or a.
Well, think about this perspective. We grew up with single parent households. We're socially awkward, more awkward than like maybe our previous generations.
Absolutely.
We look to someone that can command a room
Yeah.
and be like, that's the guy, like
Yeah.
in any situation, because that's
yeah,
what
it
we,
goes to the conversation we had
that's-
earlier.
that's what we envy is
That's what I
being
was
like
gonna say.
comfortable in every social situation because we grew up, we didn't have the guidance that maybe our parents had. So
Great
that we're
point.
trying to figure out what
Great
it is.
point.
We see a comedian that can just go up there and be like, you're gay, and make
Yeah.
everyone laugh and like,
Yeah.
oh, that's so cool. I wish I could do that.
Well, and that's what I was gonna say is like you may not have that peak of like that superstardom of some of the earlier comedians that
Yeah.
like took over the world,
Right.
but that's because comedy wasn't as big, and so if you made that kind of impact, you were kind of the only guy that was doing it.
Yeah. You were an anomaly at that
But
point.
the reason I call this the golden age of comedy is because you've got 20 guys
Yeah.
that are doing it on a fucking elite
You're
level.
talking about like raving over like a backup quarterback. In
Yeah.
perspective,
Yeah.
you're like, dude, this dude, if he ever gets in, he's gonna
Yeah.
fucking kill it.
Yeah.
You're looking at like Derek Post and like, this guy's fucking hilarious.
So would you guys still
like
say
going,
we're in the
how
underdog
long-
era?
No, not necessarily. Because
No,
I
but,
really
like,
don't think
but
so. I
think
think
about this. How long, as fans of comedy, has someone like us been going, why does Shane Gillis not get attention?
Yeah.
And so now when it happens, you're like, fucking about time.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying is like there's so many of those comedians out there that like if people would just fucking give time to,
Yeah.
you would realize how brilliant and how thought
Yeah,
out
yeah,
they
yeah.
are. And so like it's just the depth of comedy is so good because there's
Right.
so many people from so many different backgrounds and so many walks of
Yeah.
life that like they can make a joke. The group of comedians
Yeah.
now can make a joke about anything that happens because somebody's going to be in the perfect position to go,
Yeah.
this is my time.
Yeah.
Like,
We're in the era of I have my audience.
yeah.
Yeah.
Right, you know what I'm saying? It's like, and there's enough for
Niche,
everyone.
niche has become such a fundamental part of
Matt
your
Rife,
act.
Matt Rife
Right,
is
right.
the perfect example of that.
Which it was crazy because I remember in the blow up. Now Matt Rife is. It's so crazy how
Yeah,
not
he kind of
not
flatlined.
not
yeah.
like, but it's how
But
it
he's
comes and
flat-
goes,
He's
man.
also flatlined in the right direction.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Because he's lost a lot of that
Yeah, yeah.
initial following of just
But that's why the niche is important.
of girls that thought he's attractive and all these blah blah
And they
blah.
go to a show and they're like, wow, he's actually kind of
And
shitty
now
about
he's
women.
flat-
And
now, now he's flatlining because for every person he loses because of they realize he's not who they thought he was.
Yeah.
He's gaining a true comedy fan because they're realizing
we are who I thought
oh
I
shit.
was.
Regardless of the stereotypes about
yeah.
this guy, he's genuinely observationally funny. Like he just observes things that happen around him.
Yeah.
And he turns it into comedy gold.
Let's be
Like,
real.
he
Being
really
attractive
does.
is a detriment in comedy.
It is. It
That
be
is.
real.
I've said that every time I've
Yeah,
done stand
because
up.
That's why the comedy, like the true comedy fans,
Yeah.
were so hesitant to accept him.
Yeah.
Is
Right.
because
That-
it was
well,
like-
that's so much
it was
hatred
like-
came in.
Yeah, it was like, oh, he's just popular because these girls think he's attractive.
Yeah.
Because
And
the two before him were Pete Davidson
Yep.
and fucking what's his name? The guy who got kicked off that one show because he black hair, black beard, kind of
Chris
tall.
D'Elia.
Yeah, D'Elia.
Yeah,
He went.
yeah.
They used to be
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
the two in that kind of.
D'Elia's ugly.
Well, no, women love some D'Elia.
He's Cali pretty though. Like,
Yeah,
he's-
Cali pretty, absolutely.
Yeah. He's like stoner pretty.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I get you.
But
He's dirty fucking doesn't shave his fucking face pretty.
Exactly.
Yeah,
But I do
exactly.
want to say this.
Gotcha.
Okay, so one last little some static stuff that gets lost in the white noise. So just got verified today. And Paris, I don't know if you've seen this. Iron Giant 2 is happening.
That's a tough one.
That movie, now I don't know if y'all know this for our listeners.
Yeah.
I know.
It's been too long.
But why are we? It's tough because that was an emotional movie for me as a kid.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That wasn't a Happy Gilmore.
Yeah.
This was an emotional movie for me as a kid, to where I was like, that literally taught me lessons.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
How in the world are you doing an Iron Giant 2? Is it happening in the same time?
Hold on.
But tell me this: was that not one of the best movies that came out?
Hold on.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Conspiracy theory brain. Are they bringing it back because of AI?
So I will say this: I'm gonna read the thing that got posted. Okay.
Yeah.
Get ready for an unforgettable holiday adventure with the Iron Giant Reforged, hitting theaters this December 2024. 1 year after their emotional goodbye, Hogarth, played by rising star Noah Jupe, is stunned when the giant, which I don't know if you guys know this, but the giant was voiced by Vin Diesel.
No way.
Yeah, I know.
He's in everything, bro.
Makes a spectacular return.
Oh, hell yeah.
Brace yourself for an exhilarating journey filled with heart, humor, yada. But I don't think fucking Hollywood realizes the impact that this movie, it looked beautiful.
So
It had a great story.
Yeah.
But that's my thing. Is it coming back with a
Like a new perspective. Like a
or not even that, like with a reason behind it.
Okay,
Like,
so let me tell you this. I
yeah.
thought about the same thing, Dylan. Here's what I thought.
Conspiracy mind, like
I hope not.
yeah.
But here's the thing. So the first movie is this. Here's what I've broken it down to. It is a fact to where, what if you were a gun, but you didn't want to be a gun? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So what if you were a weapon, but you didn't want to be that weapon? That was the story that I got from the Iron Giant movie. You're this thing made for one thing only, but you don't want to be that thing. And this thing came out almost the same amount of time, almost 30 years ago.
okay, but that's what I'm saying is so.
So how do we
what
incorporate
if
that
they-
message today?
So what if they?
But maybe it's good.
What if they?
You're
what if they take
non-binary.
it?
No! Fuck! The robot had to be a guy.
So what if they take it as
Iron Giant just comes in slinging dick. Right? You're a man you don't want to be.
Dude, if
What if
there's
they
a
take-
person in the Iron Giant that walks out paraplegic, I'm going to be pissed.
What if
fucking
they
Leah
take-
Thomas.
What if
Oh
they
no.
take the storyline is like AI is too powerful, but the Iron Giant is an AI that like
But it's still taking place in the 60s.
okay, but they're gonna
Okay, you talk about
modernize it. They're
the
gonna
the
modernize
message,
it. Yeah,
essentially.
Yeah. So
Hopefully they
what-
modernize
what
it.
if
Jesus
they-
Christ.
Yeah, please.
He's wearing a dress.
Right?
What I'm saying is, if they take that and they
He's like that.
make
No, I just thought of a lot of things at once.
they make
I'm
they
sorry.
make the Iron Giant the one AI that like cares about humanity as well.
Yeah.
Would that work as like
I don't know.
a modern?
I think
take?
But he already cared about humanity in the first one.
That's what I'm saying. But that's a modern take on the storyline. Would that work as like a sequel?
Here's the thing. I think Hollywood doesn't understand this concept, which I think Jerry Seinfeld, put out there at some point in his career. He was like, the worst thing you can do is introduce the comic as the greatest comic in the world. You know what I'm saying? That's
Yeah.
what they're doing, setting up these sequels. They're like, this was the greatest movie of a generation.
Yeah.
That's the whole
We're
point
gonna
I
do
was-
it again.
That's the whole
Like,
point I was trying to say was
You're
that.
it's because Iron Giant came out.
You set
the
yourself up
original
for failure.
There wasn't all this marketing about like relive the.
Yeah,
no, it was
yeah.
just like the Iron Giant coming out.
But
this
who are they
weekend.
marketing to, bro? You're marketing
Yeah.
to like
Nostalgia.
the Iron. That's what I'm
Nostalgia.
saying though.
Yeah.
The problem they keep doing is this.
Yeah.
I wouldn't care for a sequel if it represented the audience that watched the first one. They're trying to make it about the new generation.
Yeah.
And I don't mind that, but the thing is, there's nothing wrong with instilling the values that we had as well.
I don't see why they keep doing this too, because they've made
They keep doing it.
They've made banger movies for kids, like Inside Out, like Encanto, all this stuff that like really speaks on the current value. Like, why do we have to mine others? Like, there's creative people out here making good shit. Like, why don't we just keep doing that? You don't have
and
to.
that's what I'm hoping that happens. I'm hoping we're hitting this
Why are you
wave.
marketing to people that watched this movie in the 60s, bro?
But
Like,
that's because think about it like this. Tell me how many movies besides like Lethal Weapon or I literally Lethal Weapon is the only one I can talk about, or maybe even Rush Hour. But like think about the movies that when you were growing up to where like the movies that your parents grew up watching that they somehow marketed to kids. You know what I mean?
did they?
Well, that's what I'm saying. How many of those you remember being like your mom or dad could take you to see a remake? Does that make sense?
The Longest Yard, I think, was one.
No, but that wasn't a kid flick.
Not necessarily, but it was kind of in the realm. I
But
don't know.
yes, but
Yeah.
it was a remake, not a sequel.
That's the thing is like when you put a 2 at the end of something, like you're setting an expectation that's like just so unreasonable.
But
to
who
me.
are you selling it to? That's been my biggest
The
discrepancy.
fucking mental diseased millennial class that we fucking exist in, that just like everything happened
Okay,
in
but
1999 to
here's
2009.
my
Like,
thing.
I'm kind of sick of it, honestly.
Here's my
That's
thing
what I'm
is, like,
saying.
Yeah.
Here's my thing is not only why do they choose to do that, but why do they choose the movies they do?
Yeah.
The ones that hit us so deep, and that's why they do it, is because I'm telling you, Iron Giant, when I
but
grew up,
they're-
was an amazing
Okay,
movie.
But here's my point. Here, just let me go down this road for a second. You could do that with movies that hit hard that don't have the like historical impact as movies like Iron Giant.
Mhm.
That's what I'm saying.
Let's say they came out next month with a Monster House 2.
They better not. They better fucking.
That would I would rather see that because it's animated. You could do it in the same style.
I still
you
watch that
can-
every October.
Yeah, but
Every October.
But what
I
I'm
watch that.
saying is like, why not do it with movies like that taught us a different kind of lesson that was.
And Dylan, you're hitting an exact point I'm trying to make.
I was trying to help you. I wasn't trying to like
No.
dispute you. Yeah, I was trying to like help your point. That's what I'm saying is like, why are you taking the movies that like only work because they were set in a certain time? Why don't you take movies that were just as impactful that can fit in any fucking time period, and you can just change the message just a little bit and it still fits? Because Monster House still fucking works. You tweak a couple fucking different things, you make a sequel, it still fucking pans out. You still have those same fears as a kid. You still like, it's not.
Yeah.
It's not.
Don't attach it to the other thing.
Yes.
Well, here's the problem. Here's the problem we're in now. Here's what I say. I just thought about this. Is the fact of this. We have had such a jump from just how we view stuff from when we were kids, you know what I mean, to now. It is such a dramatic jump to where
The direct consumption.
yeah, like to the point to where it's like my favorite thing going to the movies used to be the previews. Just, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
Finding
now
out what's coming
it's
out
it's
soon.
just shot in your face.
Yeah.
So now it's like it's we realize the market now is not the kids right now because they can get it wherever they want, anytime they want. It is the nostalgia factor, which is so much of what Hollywood is doing right now.
Is nostalgia kind of cringy now?
Oh, it is.
It depends on how you
100%
play it.
is.
It depends on how you do it.
No, it is.
No.
It
I
is.
think it's
It
always
is.
been cringy.
It has.
Because I don't think we've realized it until we're almost rounding this 30 corner.
But
to realize that
I thought
like
that
everyone was
comes-
like, "Oh, my day was." It's like it's always been cringy.
it has.
Yeah.
But the point I'm making towards the movie thing is this. Tell me how, like, it's like I said earlier. Tell me why they didn't do remakes of all this other stuff. Of course they did. Coming Back to America, that was a huge leap. You know what I mean?
Why isn't there a Team America World Police too?
But
Right? Why can't you just take the premise of a movie
But I'm
and
talking
just
stuff,
make
but,
it new?
but I'm talking about stuff before the '90s, and because a majority of that comes from sales.
Yeah.
And they look at that. I feel like.
Yeah, yeah.
Because that's when it really started hitting
Right.
to where DVDs, all this other stuff.
You know, there's a lot of old movies that I think if they remade them, like for example, Adam Sandler has a bunch of hits. Maybe some other ones that are not as well known, but like Little Nicky, for example, where he comes from hell and tries to live life.
Great movie.
Yeah.
Like the premise of that
Great.
would be so interesting today. Or David Spade did Dickie Roberts' former
But there's
child
too
star.
much. There's too much layering to it now.
No.
No, but
They're
there's
just-
not.
well-
There's not. It's so
It's just
surface level.
That's
Well,
the thing,
finish your
it's-
thought. Finish your
Well,
thought.
I feel like a lot of movies just like are trying to be a modern movie with the cap
Yes.
of the previous movie on top of it. Whereas like we could take. Did you ever see Dickie Roberts' former child star?
Yeah.
How about with David Spade?
It was great. I liked it.
If that was current, that would be more relevant than ever.
That's so true.
You know what I'm saying?
That's so true.
Like,
Because
there's all these underground movies that are like really popular in its own niche that would actually fit into today's.
dude,
'cause,
what
like,
a recall on that.
in
That's really
2001,
good.
who the fuck is like talking about child stars? It's like,
Yeah.
yeah. But now it's like we have all this layers. We have Nickelodeon
But
now.
that's-
Dan
bro,
Schneider's a
That's
thing.
what I'm saying though.
Right?
That during that
So, hold
time
on.
period though.
Yeah, yeah.
Hold on.
That's why they're
are we-
remaking all this.
Why
But
are
they're
we,
not remaking the ones that like
Yeah.
possibly could actually make more sense today than
to that
like just
to
being
that
like
point? To
yeah.
that point, why are we still remaking fucking 8 different Jurassic Parks and
Yeah,
9
yeah.
different Star Wars, but we haven't made a new Back to the Future?
Yeah, true. Back to the Future would be so crazy right now.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
like,
right.
You guys know
how
they're.
does-
You guys know
true.
they're.
how the fuck have we missed the obvious?
Yeah.
Wait, have y'all not heard
What are they doing again?
with Tom Holland?
Oh no way.
Yeah,
See, this is
Oh,
something I would
shit.
fuck with. a
they're
little more.
remaking it with
Okay,
Tom Holland.
That I can get behind.
Right.
Yeah.
But like, why are we not doing more shit like that instead of?
But that's the point I'm making. Is the point to where it was these. It was. I feel like it's based off of, in a way, the box office.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
It all comes down to sales.
Yes.
Who has the money right now? It's 40 to 50.
But
year
now they're
olds.
digging
So
deep because
I've-
Hollywood's out of ideas.
I've said this
They're
for
out of ideas.
I've said this for years, and I don't know what the answer is because there is no easy answer. I wish there was a different way to compensate artists as opposed to any other
Yeah.
genre of work.
Yeah, especially in Hollywood because you get trapped in that. Like
Yeah,
you have to
because,
be the
like-
Hollywood machine to get your money.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like why can we not reward genuine creativity over the easiest sell?
Because of this, bro.
But that's what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm saying. Why?
It's not a violin.
Yeah, yeah.
But if there was a different way to compensate an artistry instead of
because we don't care about art.
but
Especially now.
okay,
Yeah.
but we used to.
Well, I'm not gonna lie. We do care about art. I think we care about art more now than before. But like,
But in a
But
frame.
the thing
time.
is
we want,
that-
but we want quick, easy art.
right?
We don't want
the thing about American art, especially, and this is the thing. This is why you see a lot of movies coming out of like Spain and Korea that are actually
Korea's
like
blowing up.
crazy bangers of movies that
Look
are
at
like
anime.
right.
Why anime's blowing
And
up.
like, and I'm like, even just remove anime from it. Like, there are studios popping up in like European countries and Asian countries that are making movies that are like, oh my God, this is a fresh new take on everything. Like, they're having their moment that we had 50 years ago. And like, because they're not Hollywood, they don't get the penetration that they do. But if you know what you're talking about, if you're really appreciative of things, you see that and you're like, dude, Parasite was crazy. This whatever Dong Hong Kong that like directed it, he has a bunch of other movies that are just like complete bangers, and we're just like kind of oblivious to it because we're blinded by this fact that like, oh, all the stories have been told. No, they haven't.
No.
they haven't. All the American stories, maybe.
That's what me so angry about the
but
remake.
that's
Yeah.
the thing is they haven't because the world is changing every single day.
Yeah, yeah.
And so if you can't come up with another story, I'm sorry, you don't have that creative instinct.
Honestly, we've
if you
repackaged-
want to go back and rehash
Yeah.
some story that's already been told,
Mhm.
get the fuck out. That's not what your job
It's an
is.
illness that we just still are just like looking at the hero story, just like, oh, the hero wins, and it's all about the winning at the end, and it's all happy, and it's like we're just kind of poisoning our minds of this, and like when you realize that like and I think this is where cinema is going in general. I don't know, maybe about American, but like
I'm so
on another level.
This makes me so happy, man, because this fucking
right.
That's
yeah,
what
this
it
is a
is.
stuck topic
we
right
are.
here.
Very
No, just the static aspect. People don't
Yeah.
think about this shit, man. I think it's so fucking
But
awesome.
I think we'll come to a point where we realize how empty we feel after watching a Benchwarmers 2, and we're just like,
Exactly.
yeah,
Exactly.
and we're just like, you know what? Maybe we're craving something
Sometimes
more.
the best part of a movie
Yeah.
is the end.
Well, we're all traumatized by our childhoods, and we
Well,
were told we were traumatized by our childhoods. So now
my
it's like maybe everything
favorite-
was better then.
But
my favorite
movies forget what their
movies-
place is.
My
Give
favorite
me something
movies,
to escape.
My favorite movies, and it doesn't matter if it's from my childhood. It doesn't matter if it's recent. It doesn't. There is no bias. Like my favorite movies, period, of any genre,
Yeah.
are movies that have had a lasting impact.
Yeah.
Like past when I watch it.
Yeah.
And that's what I think we've lost is the human element of the art that is a movie.
Yeah.
And so everything is so box office and so financially driven now that you've lost what does this actually do to the viewer?
Yeah, right.
And that's like some of
Because
my
it's all
favorite-
sold to you at the front end. You're like, the
Yeah,
nostalgia. This is
some
what you
of my
want. We're
favorite
giving it to you.
movies are like old Al Pacino movies.
Yeah.
Like fucking Sin of a Woman. Like so many fucking life lessons in that.
Also, how much do you think marketing ruins movies at this point? Think about, for example, the movie Without a Paddle. I don't think I ever saw an ad for Without a Paddle, but I remember watching it and being like, this is amazing. This is one of the greatest movies I've ever seen.
I didn't watch it for almost a year.
Yeah.
And I saw it pop up on the
TiVo?
Oscars nominations.
Yeah.
And I was like,
What?
how have I never seen this?
Yeah.
And I went back and watched it. I was like, what? Why is nobody
Yeah.
pushing this? Because
is
this is genuine art. Like this is a reflection of culture. It's that's what art's supposed to be. It's supposed to be a reflection of what's going on.
Yeah.
What is even emotionally, like what are people facing in your time?
Well,
And so like why are we not addressing those things anymore? We get so uncomfortable about it now.
I think it comes down to instant gratification. Because like you said, Iron Giant 2, you read that promo. I'm just like, I know what it's about. I pretty much can tell you what the story is as we speak right here. Yeah. You're so front loaded on the, oh my God, it's coming out. You know, like you get that instant gratification, and then you're not going to remember it until it comes out, and then maybe you watch it, but then you're going to forget about it immediately because you're not actually excited about the movie. You're excited the fact that they made it again. You're just like, it's not about
it's the idea.
Right. It's just like the and
So-
then yeah.
I'm gonna go to this for this movie. I'm gonna tell you the 3 levels, right? Like I did for Happy.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you what I think. This is just my opinion. For this one, it's a little different. All right. I think there's 3 things that's gonna happen. Okay. I think they're gonna remake the same story,
Yeah.
but for today.
Yeah.
Okay. Secondly, I think the same thing that'll happen with the Happy thing, to where it's an exterior story about the Iron Giant, maybe something outside of that, which would be kind of deep as fuck.
Right, yeah.
Like the conflict that happened in the city outside of that would be kind of cool.
It's kind of like how they did the Robert Pattinson Batman.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Where it's like,
Yeah.
it's Batman, but it's not really about Batman. It's
about
about
Gotham.
Batman, like in his personal struggles instead of just being like, oh, he's fighting the bad guy.
and that's the beauty,
Yeah.
and I won't even dive deep on that one, but
which is a great movie. I
no,
love that. shit.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Because what they did with that movie is, and I'll just say this real quick, because I love fucking DC Comics, but it is a factor where they turned Batman back into a noir. They turned it into Detective Comics. DC stands for Detective Comics.
Oh, word. Yeah.
So that it turned it into a murder mystery.
Yeah.
Wasn't an action thriller. It was a let's break it down. Let's figure out the characters. Each character is completely complex and well developed.
Yeah.
And to where you keep sitting there, you're waiting for a fucking jet to happen, but you don't get that.
Yeah.
You don't get a tank driving through the city. You get a guy who doesn't know who he is, who's going through personal trauma. That's a whole different story. But yes,
Yeah.
it's just that is to me is if you're telling a story.
That's why.
It's like the current zeitgeist.
There's
I
a
think.
reason.
Yeah.
There's a reason why every single Batman villain represents a mental illness.
Yeah,
Like,
right.
Well,
yeah.
and the
Two-Face.
Which is a
bipolar
great
disorder.
juxtaposition in today's world,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Maybe in the 80s it didn't make as much sense.
Yeah.
Because you saw these mentally
no,
disabled
because it was
people.
flamboyant.
Yeah, you were
It was
Two-Face. He's got multiple personalities or whatever.
But yeah, because it was much easier to give a dramatic type character to something that was hard to talk about.
Yeah, or not even
Joker's-
dramatic, and more just like, look at this guy, he's fucking
'cause
weird.
Mr. Freeze
Joker's
gonna
the,
connect with his
Joker's the
emotions.
megalomania, and that's why he
Right.
gets so much attention in today's era.
That's what I'm about to say.
Yeah.
Like
It's
Joker
like-
now is just like, wow, that's the character of this generation,
Yeah.
or like of
But-
the last 10 years or so.
that megalomania just
Yeah.
fits this generation.
yeah.
Perfectly.
But before we dive on that,
Sorry.
no.
Getting distracted.
Listen, I completely get it because we will go down the rabbit hole.
Stuck in static.
But the first being same story, different timeline. Second one being backstory of the external characters.
Right.
Third one being, I think that they do a continuation of this character and this lifestyle, which to me makes no sense because there's no way you can have this post-apocalyptic almost situation occur in the 1960s
Yeah.
and he just comes back. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
That one
yeah.
to me just seems like it can't happen.
Yeah.
But
they could force it.
in saying that, though, it is something I think very like I'm appreciative
Yeah.
because I can show at this time period more than me, but my friends who are my age that have kids
Mm-hmm.
is what I grew up on. And that's, I feel like Hollywood, like I said earlier, is definitely taking that approach to where, hey, we know our crowd. We're going to go for
Yeah,
the
yeah.
ones who watched it, not the ones now. And that's where the originality comes.
I want to talk about where does it go after this point, though? Because we've gotten to a point where, okay, maybe back when we were, maybe not when we were growing, when our parents are growing up, it's like the hero, the main character, right? This energy. Our generation comes in and says, oh, but what does that character actually feel, right? We kind of get a little deeper. What's coming up next? And I have a theory
think
about
Do you
this.
think that ever gets too exhausting, though? Because I said
yeah,
something
it will.
earlier about
It will.
escapism.
Yeah, it will, because it's like, dude, okay, we get it.
I don't need 18 layers.
Yeah, we're going to get to a point where like, but I think the next step beyond this, and a few movie series have done this, is world building, which comes down to not just
Avengers
you.
did that.
Exactly. Avengers is like the example of this. And to be honest, this is coming from my One Piece fandom because I think One Piece
please.
is ahead of the
use
curve.
your experience for
right,
it.
on storytelling because I don't know, Oda is just a goat and I don't know how he does it. I think he's blessed is all. But the appeal of One Piece is like not only do we understand
Did they do
the
exterior
characters-
like looking in type for each character? Did they start
Yes,
doing that?
Absolutely.
Really?
Each character gets their own like, oh, what is their fucked up? But it's like not all of them, it's not like a lot. Like each one gets a solid chunk, but they don't, it's like this is about more than just why are you sad? It's like, no. How do we get past this? What is the world like when we're our new selves afterwards? Like, what are we trying to get to? And what
So
is
they're
the whole
really
point?
trying to create this world.
It is a world building
after
exercise.
20 fucking years, absolutely.
Right.
Yeah.
And they've been building it the whole time. You don't realize until now. It's like, oh, this is an entire universe. And like, if you look back through anime too, you're looking at Naruto. Naruto is a story about one person necessarily, and you know
But they do a great job of like
Of building the
Sasuke,
world.
Sakura,
Exactly.
especially in Shippuden.
Yeah, and like they delve on that a lot, and they build the world out. Not as expansive as One Piece, but I think what we'll see going forward is that we're like you said,
We're getting away from the one person
we're
narrative.
gonna get tired of it. We're gonna want it to a degree, but we're gonna want to be like, okay, so what do you do with that? And like, what going back to our generation of single parenthood, we have one kid, we don't have many friends. We're trying to figure out how to. We're gonna realize that like, oh, the world is about like friendship and relationships.
Well, that's beautiful. Yeah, absolutely.
And then the next
absolutely.
step is like, so we're all growing up together.
Dude, Dylan's going through it. He's gonna get an
You know what I'm
anime
saying?
tonight.
Like it's like so this is
No,
what
I'm
I
just-
think is the next step, because like you said, Avengers already got there. They realized like, oh shit, we're powerful together. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
And like that might sound corny, but once you go through the process of understanding each character, why they are the way they are, and why they fit into a larger picture, now we're talking like, oh.
So wait, are you
shit.
telling me we're going to the season? We're now getting into the seasons of Rob? Yeah, that's literally what you're saying.
Right. Rob is a necessity.
Dude, if Rob were to come out now, we'd understand it.
That's no,
I
it's
don't know. I think
crazy.
Rob is the misstep, is the redheaded stepchild that we're stepping over and be like, yeah, that you tried that. But
They did a story about
Ant-Man's
wife's cousin.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right. And we're gonna get tired of these like, oh, so in depth. It's exhausting emotionally. So we're trying to see now. We're gonna go towards more like not solutions necessarily, but like, okay, now that we know all this, what the fuck do we do? Batman's an edgy. My parents died. Meh, meh, meh. Oh, it's all about me. All right, what the fuck are you gonna do now though? You're Batman. You have to save Gotham. How are you gonna do that? You can't do that by yourself.
And what's it's like we talked about earlier. What made that movie so good was
yeah.
he got his ass kicked a lot.
Yeah. Right.
Getting your ass kicked in a movie will save you with your audience because it makes it more relatable.
Yeah, and it kind
It
of goes
makes
to the
it more relatable.
It transitions to the fact that you need other people.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
the reason
What a phase. What a great
Right?
point.
Yeah.
the
What a good
reason
point.
for my reaction to that was when you initially staged that question.
Like, what's next?
Yeah, my answer got to the same point, but through a very different manner. And so like that's why like towards the end it just kind of like blew my mind. I was gonna say like if you look at from my perspective, if you look at like the past 20 years of like sports films,
Hit
Yeah,
record
yeah.
on it and everything.
I did. Yeah, we're good.
the last or for 15 of those the last 20 years
Yeah.
you saw all these movies about star player
Yeah.
star player, and now you get these shows like Ballers, you get
Yeah.
these movies
Dude,
where everything is about not what can one guy do for you.
I'm so in love with you guys
It's
right
a-
now because you guys are this fucking
Yeah.
we hit a point and we're staying on the point. I'm
Let's
so
go.
excited
Right,
about
yeah,
it.
Yeah.
But
Let's
it's
go.
like legitimately like if you watch the past 5 years, the same shit. You watch these sports shows, you watch all that, you get these flashpoints of all these different characters and what drives them or what makes them who they are,
Right.
what traumatic experience causes certain insecurities, blah, blah, blah. And then you see them come together and build something that they can't do by themselves.
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
Exactly.
And
Friendship,
so,
bonding.
like I said, at the end, it comes to the same point.
Mm-hmm.
It's what can we do that I
Yeah.
can't?
It's like, okay, you're fucked up. Great. I'm fucked
Yeah.
up too.
Yeah.
How do we get through this?
And I'll even say this. Go ahead.
Can I do a point?
Yeah, please.
Which makes Remember the Titans such a crazy
Oh
movie to think
my
about.
God, dude.
Because
Okay, what do you mean? What do you mean?
Holy
because
shit.
it's almost
So
like they were ahead
its
of the
time.
curve in the aspect that we're talking about, because they hit on all of that.
Yeah.
It's really about racism, which is a great segue, but
And
it's really about
it specifically focuses on Coach Boone himself.
exactly.
But it also hits on everybody else and
Exactly.
everything they've got going on.
And that's why it's such a
Okay.
compelling story, because you're just like, oh yeah, that's right. It's not about
That's why
anyone.
it's so timeless too.
Yeah, yeah.
Because like that's a movie I'll never get tired.
Bro, you
of.
watch that any time now, and you're just like, this is fucking awesome.
Yeah,
This is the
yeah.
best movie
I
ever.
wish there was a
Wow,
term to describe that
crazy.
realization of where it takes
Friday Night Lights too.
Yeah, yeah,
it
right.
takes more than one to be an army. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like it
Mm-hmm.
takes that.
This is a really heady topic we've gotten into.
No. And
We're
I
running
think,
out of words to describe this kind of idea
no,
we're
and
talking
that's what
about.
gets me irritated
Yeah.
because I know like I've seen this.
Yeah.
I've seen this because it's so weird because we're in this like kind of transverse type situation where like I know it's there, but I feel like we're just not talking about it.
So
you know what I mean? Like
when people talk about history being cyclical,
excellent word usage, Dylan.
is
Yeah.
is this is this like a reforming of the quote unquote American dream?
Well, American Dream.
Like World War II era American dream.
Well,
I see what you're saying. I think it's okay. So, like you said, cyclical, right?
Yeah.
Like we've already been through this kind of like, oh, it's about the team. We all do it together.
Exactly. That's
But-
what I'm saying.
Right.
Is like, are we just finally coming back to that?
But because initially it was kind of surface level, it was kind of very shallow.
Surface
emotionally.
level is a good way to put that.
It's like it was like, oh, we're a team. We can do it. Whatever. Yeah.
It's kind of like how we mentioned
earlier.
earlier, where it's
Yeah.
it was very not comforting, but escapism.
Yeah, yeah.
know what I mean?
It's
That's-
like we looked at what is the ideal situation, right? We're
Okay.
on the team. We're all doing it, Mighty Ducks. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, we're all a team. We're gonna do it. But now we've kind of like grown up and gone through the phase of like, okay, what are the individuals thinking though in
me,
this whole
me,
thing?
me.
Right.
Yeah.
What do
And
we call
then-
this era?
Just self-centric.
This is before we're talking about something that's going to happen. We don't even know yet. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
But we see that. How do we frame it? Like, what is a word for this?
I don't think there is a word. This is why we're talking about art, is because like it explains something that we can't put into words, but we will get there because we have collectively understood that like. And let's get real. We're sick of ourselves at this point, right? Like we sit here and oh, I have this trauma, boo hoo, boo hoo. But it's like, okay, what the fuck are we gonna do about it?
Because it's not cyclical anymore. You know what I mean? And
right.
like it's not just linear.
Yeah.
It branches off.
Well, because we have to go somewhere
Yeah.
after this point. It's like we can't just be sad boy all for the rest of our lives. So it's like, what is the next point? I think it's a world building exercise, you know, and that comes back to
I forced cyclical because I wanted to use it one time.
okay, yeah, I thought you did.
Sicilian.
It's okay.
I was gonna say you definitely.
No, it was there. It was there.
No,
Yeah.
you used the
It
same
is-
sentence twice, and once you said cyclical, and the other time you said linear, like it meant the same thing.
I was just gonna let it. Yeah.
Well, your beard sucks, so fuck
this
you.
is so true. I was gonna let it slide.
Go fuck
but,
yourself. How about that,
but
Dylan?
you brought it back up. So
Yeah,
this
there's
is your
community
undoing.
there
No,
for you.
you said-
Go fuck
Right,
yourself.
You
How about-
set yourself up for that. I was
Yeah.
gonna let it go the first time.
about-
Because you got a
brought
pocket on, you think
you
you're
brought
fucking
it back
cool?
up.
Talk
You
about
brought it
cyclical,
back
bro.
up.
You brought this on yourself.
Don't talk about icicles in front of me.
Don't talk about Sicily. What are you talking about?
You
Talk about
Italian,
Italy.
dude? Go fuck
Yeah.
yourself, dude.
No, but I really do think that like we are sick of ourselves. I think that's why Avengers Endgame was like so cool because we were like, oh my god, we're all in this. We know each individual movie or each character so well. We know, and that's why it like built up. We don't know many other stories that are like that right now. At least,
Yeah.
like maybe we'll get there, but. This is the same stuff you see. This is why sports, at the end of the day, are
Yeah,
appealing
that's a
because
great
it's
point.
the exact same story. Like maybe it was easier for Remember the Titans because the story is about a team sport. It comes down to the team needing to like do things, and maybe we just didn't realize it back in whenever that came 90 whatever or early 2000s. But now that we've gone through this whole point of like, oh, we are all very deep and complex, and there's so much stuff that can go wrong with our lives, and like, but it's like, okay, we're gonna pivot here. How do we take all these fucked up people and make a beautiful story out of it? You know, it's not going to be a blind side anymore. It's not going to be
Yeah.
like, oh, this one guy, he's poor, now he's rich, now he's in
Yeah.
the NFL. No. It's going to be like, you know, we're going to take him. It'd be much more interesting now to see a story about Michael Orr actually on the Ravens and like how that whole thing panned out. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? How did he fit in with the greater Ravens team?
Yeah.
How did he like, you know, that would be more stimulating and rewarding than fucking Iron Giant 2. Let's be real. Come
Yeah.
on. Like we're
Yeah.
so sick
No,
of these
I
like
agree. I agree
Yeah.
because
So-
like that, I feel like that is not only more relatable, but like it's more impactful.
Yeah.
And that's what I think a lot of modern art, and truly in any genre, not just movies, but music,
Mhm.
videography, everything.
Yeah.
Like I feel like everything has lost the element of fuck right now.
Yeah.
Art is meant to be a reflection for as long as
Mhm.
history pans out.
Yeah.
And
I would-
so I feel like all this self-gratification that instant gratification that society has become obsessed with recently
Mhm.
has taken away our ability to go, what characteristics of ourselves from this era do we want to reflect for the rest of eternity.
So
And so if we get back to those deeper things and focus on the things that bring us together as opposed to the things that tear us apart, you leave a greater impact for that future.
Right.
Because if we're just going to sit here and fucking argue about every little thing we disagree on, none of those arguments stand the test of time.
they're done in a week.
Yeah. Like,
Well, it's interesting you say that because I thought, like, even Remember the Titans, as great a movie it is 1 year of high school football.
yeah,
That happens within 6 months.
but that's
Yeah.
almost the
6
beauty
months?
of it in a way.
It is the beauty of it, but like we're thinking like, the story ends after 6 months and that, and we're like, we have this happy feeling, but at the end of the day, I think we all realize how empty that still feels because like
Yeah.
we're like,
What a great point.
Oh, that is actually just 6 months of life.
And
There's
you've
so
gotta-
much more after
and
that.
just like that.
Yeah.
Well,
it's like, so
and-
what
but
happens
my-
after?
My favorite,
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
my favorite thing about
Let's do a story after the Titans.
Yeah,
my
yeah.
favorite
right.
thing.
Jeez.
My
Yeah.
favorite thing.
Strong side.
My favorite thing about that empty question, though, is the fact that it makes you think about that. Makes you go, okay, how do I take those lessons and apply those same lessons every day for the rest of my eternity?
Yeah.
And so the best assumption that you can come from is what if every single guy from that team took every lesson he learned along the way in that movie and lived that out for the rest of his life?
Well, and
How much better would every one of their worlds be?
Yeah.
And so that's what I think we need to focus on is like those small things
yeah.
that
those key moments
that go
Those
unanswered,
key moments.
that still may go unanswered at the end of the movie.
those key moments.
How does that carry on through one's life?
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
if you can,
And that's what it's
if
actually
you
trying to
can-
teach you.
If you can live the best lessons from every single best art form you've experienced in your life, how much better of a fucking world would we live?
Let me read this.
Genuinely.
Let me read this for you guys because I think this kind of hits.
All right, well,
This-
let's finish on this. 'cause
Yeah,
we're
and
at like
Yes.
we're about to be at 3
crushing
hours.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I do want to say this to what you guys are saying. So this is a quote, and it says this: "The process of living is meant to demask us. Life is actually set up to tear down your mask. It's set up to make sure that any bunch of bull that was present inside of ourselves, to ourselves, and to others will be torn down. Eventually, we get introduced, whether we want to or not, with our own divinity. Our divinity, nothing less, invisible, presence with no mask, no persona, nobody higher, nobody lower, nobody better, nobody worse. The vast, infinite, bright, shining emptiness that was there all along. We recognize that life itself is always taking down the mask." So the reason why I said that was because
You said that to me the other day.
Yeah,
and
and
I never even responded because like I just had to take a day to just like think about that because that through many stages of my life like that it holds true. Like
yeah.
every time I have torn down one wall in order to build another behind it, I just get laughed at. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Like eventually, whether it be a month later or fucking 5 years down the road, that next wall is like,
Yeah.
bitch, you thought I could hold this?
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
I think the
you are who you are. Like
the cool thing about that is it says the idea of your idea of the divinity of the mask that you wear, that you think it's something that is constant and it's not. And the reason why I brought this up is because we're talking about how we see that it's no longer the winner's side of the story that we see. It's the underdog side of the story. The mask is pulled off. You know what I mean? You see a different level to it each time. And now in our society, we keep pulling off the mask, pulling off the mask, pulling off the mask to where it's to the point now to where
my worry is that the silent minority in the US that is the people that want to pull that mask off and want to dig deeper and find out those root causes stays silent, and the 20% minority on either side, 10% each way, strong right, strong left, just overwhelm media and everything to convince everyone that everything's chaos, and we lose that.
I'm sorry to bring this back to One Piece, but this is one of the reasons
No,
why
dude, get
One
it, bro.
Piece
Relate it,
is
yeah.
really the one of the greatest shows ever, or one of the greatest stories ever told.
All right, no.
No, I'm like, I'm gonna get on my soapbox real quick, but like, One Piece, you know how it ends from episode 1. Main character finds a One Piece. You know that's gonna happen. In fact, they tell you the opening intro is there's a pirate, Gold D. Roger. He found the One Piece and he got executed because he found it. And he said, "You want to go find it? Go fucking find it. I left it all out there for you." Right? So you follow this new person on a journey to find the One Piece. I'll give a little spoiler alert for anyone that's watching One Piece. They show the moment that Gold Roger, like just recently, this is episode 1058 or something.
Okay, so I think our listeners who are on episode 8 will be okay.
They'll be fine. Essentially, they show...
Yeah, 13 more years, bud.
Right, yeah, you're fine. Just be patient. I promise you. They show Gold Roger finding the One Piece, literally achieving the dream of the main character of this show. They won't show what it is, but they show his reaction. And all he does is dies laughing. He's just like, they're just rolling. Like, it's the funniest fucking thing in the world to them. And where you go with the unmasking thing, even what you were talking about with like, oh, we're trying to unmask something. No, the ultimate unmasking to me is death. And you're going to look back at it and be like, I was so wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Do you think that's what that actually maybe points towards?
I have no idea is the thing. I've been watching this for my entire life. I have no idea. This is why I'm like so enamored with this show, is because I've known from the beginning, since I was 4 years old, how this is going to end. They show it just recently. It's like, why is he just laughing? And you think about One Piece and you're like, the thing about One Piece that's so appealing, why it's so long, you fall in love with how long it is, because you're like, I don't want this to end. The whole point is the journey. Who looks at life and is like, I want this to be how I die, right? Like, who looks at life as to the end point? Like, I want this to be what it is at the end. Like, that's so silly. You spend your whole life having these great experiences, horrible experiences, and everything in between, just to get to the end. That doesn't make sense, right?
Wow.
That's kind of hilarious to think that like, oh, we're trying to unmask and figure ourselves out when we're all just gonna die, right? What's the whole point of all this anyways? The whole point is that
I laugh at it.
you loved the journey in between.
Yeah.
It's not about the destination. This destination is an arbitrary thing that you're just like, I'm just gonna achieve this. And what I care about most, what One Piece cares about most, is not achieving the thing. It's the journey behind it. It's what relationships you
the
make.
Character backstory.
Exactly. So it's like this whole unmasking idea. It's like, yeah, you're gonna try to unmask your whole life just to realize like you were so wrong. It's gonna be so funny when you realize how fucking wrong you were about life, that he's trying to communicate this story early so you live your life realizing like the point is not the end. The point is what the fuck you're doing now. You know what I'm saying? So like,
They were like, hey, stop watching this show.
Yeah.
We've already solved this in the first season.
it's why it bothers me when people bitch about how long it is. And I'm just like, you don't understand. That's the best part of the show, is you realize like, I just want to see an episode where all of them are just chilling on the boat, having a fun time. They're going fishing, they get into some crazy shit and they resolve it. But it's just a good
Soprano
time.
style cut to black.
So
Yeah, and it's just fun. That's all it is.
As a guy who has never watched a second of this show
Yeah.
in his life, it sounds to me like everything about this show is just an allegory for life itself.
Yeah, it literally is. It's like you get to the end, and what do? You just fucking laugh, dude, because you're so wrong about everything you ever thought. And once you get to the end, you realize that, and you're like, oh my God.
And
then you fucking
you realize,
cry your eyes out.
how irrelevant it all
Yeah,
is.
and you're like, oh my God, all of this was awesome. Like, you realize like all of this and then
I don't remember the treasure for that 1 second, but I remember the 15 to 20 years I had with my crew.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
exactly.
Yeah.
Like the treasure is like whatever. Gold Roger gets executed in the intro song of the first episode.
Yeah.
He's literally like,
Yep.
like, yeah, I did it. I found it. I conquered the world. I found it. You want to see what I saw? I left it there. Go for it. And like literally,
And that's the whole point of the story.
his whole like approach to being executed, he's literally like, I know I'm gonna die. I know they hate me. They're gonna kill me. I've seen the secrets. I don't care. He goes up to like get executed, and they're like, is there anything you want to say? He's like, yeah, can you take these cuffs off? And they're like, no. And he just sits there, announces to the world that the One Piece is out there. Go find it, and gets executed with a big smile on his face. And like the whole time, you're like, what? What could this be? You're so desperate to find out what is the One Piece. It's nothing, if you ask me. They're gonna get there and be like, oh, like, wow.
Is that
Damn.
Yeah.
Bro.
that relates so much to something that like it was a podcast. Who the hell was it?
Mm.
I don't even remember who it was.
Paris, that was good, man.
But
This is why I love One Piece, bro.
they were talking about just like how they think that the secret to life is just letting go.
Yeah. Yeah.
Letting go of caring about anything that happens tomorrow, letting go of
Yeah.
anything that's out of your control, letting go of anybody who wants to walk out of your life. And it was like,
Mhm.
wait, like how is not caring the key to figuring? But
Yeah.
it makes so much sense because it's like the more you remove yourself from all these different things that ground you in these different ways to different aspects of your life,
Yeah.
like the more you're free to just be who you need to be. And
This is the duality of man that's so also contradictory to what you said because, yeah, let go, but you also need something to strive for.
oh,
Right?
absolutely.
Yeah.
Like this, you
Absolutely.
need both.
Yeah.
And like once again, One Piece episode maybe 35, Luffy is literally at the place where Gold Roger gets executed. He gets captured by one of his enemies, and he is about to be executed in like the same way by his enemies. And there's this moment where he just looks at his crew, laughs, and says, "Sorry guys, I'm dead." But he's smiling about it, and you later realize like it's because he was on the journey that he wanted to be on. And as long as he was on that, he didn't care where he died. He knew that it's up in the air. Who knows when he dies? But if he dies doing what he wants, he's happy. And that's that. And like,
and I think
yeah,
I just think that's the beauty of it is this. It's easy to watch a show and to see that. You know what I mean? It's easy to say, all right, this is what life is about.
yeah.
You know what I mean? But sometimes it takes being in those positions like in One Piece to where they're all going for the same thing, and it's not till the end that they realize that, and that's unfortunately how most people see that. And it's not there's not a problem with that.
Right.
That is just life.
You literally don't know what you're mistaking until you make the mistake.
And I
Right.
think that's kind of the situation where I'm in now, to where it's like there's opportunities, but in the same situation of being a pirate or being anything in something relatable, but it's sometimes the point of taking that kind of deep dive into the unknown and then coming out of that realizing the most important thing. Because you can say it all you want.
Yeah, yeah.
You can do all the things you want, but you kind of sometimes got to throw yourself headfirst into a situation to see, all right, this is what I don't want,
Yeah.
and this is what I do want.
It's the amazing thing about people that know what they want to do, right? Chief Meteorologist Christopher Tracy
I'm
Reese.
I'm so
You know,
My boy.
so-
my boy.
My boy.
I'm so jealous of those people. Like, it's unreal.
There's one person from our school that we graduated with that I know of that was like, I'm gonna do this, and he's doing it, and he's happy, and he's on this journey that I'm so jealous of. Like you said, he's like, I'm gonna be the weatherman, and he's the fucking
He's talking
weatherman.
about that since freshman year.
Before that, even I've heard, like literally in middle school, he's like, I'm gonna be the fucking, and like, That's so rare.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That is very rare.
He's the Luffy.
He is the Luffy. He knew that he's on his journey, and if he fails, and if he dies along the way, well, at least he was doing what
And
he
that's
wanted.
why he has people that flock towards him.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Because
absolutely.
you're addicted to the fact to where I've not seen this.
Well, you're a special person if you have that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you are legitimately a special person, and we all peons have to fucking figure it out
Yeah.
by fucking up for
Yeah.
our whole lives.
And it's hell.
Yeah,
It's
it's hell.
hell.
But guess
Like,
what? We're gonna look back at it and be like, that's
None of it fucking
hilarious.
matters.
That's
None of it-
hilarious. You try to start a
And
farm, you
I
dumb
think-
fuck, Paris. What are you thinking?
Yeah.
That's
no, bro,
hilarious.
you crushed that. Come on.
We did a
You
good job,
did.
honestly. Yeah, but yeah, it's just like, at the end of the day, we're just gonna look back and be like, man, that's why. Let's tie it back all to comedy. That's why comedy's great, because it's all about the moment. It's all about having a good time, and hopefully we look back in our lives and see those funny moments where it's like, that's exactly what I wanted to do.
And
Perfect.
Yeah, and just
Yeah.
like that's another one of my favorite parts about comedy is
Yeah.
like how much joy did you bring to others?
Yeah.
Fuck what you did for you.
Yeah.
What did because and like joy is something that can't be measured.
Right,
And that's
right.
why I think like joy is like a different thing than like how much money did you
Yeah,
give
yeah.
to charity? Who
Right.
gives a fuck?
It's also fleeting, and you need, like you said, you
Yeah,
can't
who
measure it.
gives a
You just
fuck?
know,
Like,
but it's
yeah.
realer than anything.
Yeah.
Man, what a good fucking talk.
This has been great.
This got really deep and
This,
really
no,
good,
this
yeah.
was fantastic.
Well, here's my thought about all this. We talk a lot about nostalgia. We talk about a lot about the past, and there's nothing wrong with that, I don't think. But like, I want to push the conversation more, especially in Stuck in Static, because we are stuck in static, right? Where the fuck are we going? You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, what is next though? Because we can spin around, talk about all the great stuff that happened before, but it's like, man, we live in a world where there's so much information that we could really intake and process and say, okay, what does that mean to my life? So let's look forward now and be like, where are we going though? And what's the whole point of any of this? Ultimately, nothing. Let's operate with that in mind and just be like, that's why I don't find like the nostalgia talking about the past a big deal, because it's like, no, we're having fun. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, it's good. It's good shit. If we're having fun, that's all that matters.
Yeah.
Right?
At the end of the day, the main question is this. I'm not going to sit here and look at the bank statements. I'm going to sit here and look at the fact that I sat on the couch with my fellow pirates
yeah.
and I rated a hell out of a conversation.
Right? Fucking had a great time. Thank you, alcohol. Once
Yeah.
again,
Well, guys-
alcohol, thank you so much.
Dylan, close us up, buddy.
Well,
You brought us
guys-
in. Close us out.
We hope that in all this that you have found some little bit that you can take from this,
Yeah.
some little piece of joy of your own. We enjoy the bullshit that we talk about on a day-to-day
Absolutely.
basis, and if it brings you any joy, then I think that serves our purpose.
Hell yeah. Let's go.
And I'll tell you one more time. If you're ever wanting to get stuck, make sure you get stuck.
Come get stuck with us. This is what
In
we
the
do,
static,
babies.
baby.
Let's go. Let's hit
Let's
that
get it.
theme music. All right, let's get out of here. I will keep riffing
Keep
until it's
getting
on, baby. Yes, we are stuck in static. That's what I'm talking about. There's the theme music. Have a good night, everybody. We'll see you next time.
Guys.